Side note, I once read somewhere that I believe it was the guy who worked on American Dragon, Jake Long.
Oh, yeah.
Was sat down. He was sat down and he was given like a big box of Kim Possible porn, and they said this is going to happen to you. And I saw that and I laughed, and then I saw this whole thread afterward that was like, actually, Disney legally owns drawings of their own characters that are drawn by artists they employ.
Yes. Which
means there are like they're not released, but Disney like owns a bunch of Disney porn.
Yeah.
Because everybody's gross, it turns out.
And the thing is because I read both of the things you're mentioning, and the connection that I made at the end of all of that was, oh my god, the box of Kim Possible porn that they gave him was drawn by the staff.
Yeah, right?
and they weren't warning him about the internet. They were warning him about his own, like, the porn came from inside the house. Like, it's gonna happen to you.
Welcome to Direct-to-Video.
VHS?
I am Tony Robusto, your host and last bastion of hope in this cruel, dark world.
That's a bold commitment. But I am your host, Andy Reyes, and I am your last bastion of despair in this cruel, dark world. So
I guess outside of us, this cruel, dark world is actually mostly pretty gray and a little bit boring. But also basically fine? Without all the despair, I mean. Unless calling ourselves the last bastion of hope and despair means that we're like the only two living human beings in the world anymore. The only two beings that can feel hope or despair. I like to think I would be the one who would feel hope and you would be the one who would feel despair.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I would assume so. I'm trying to find Stitch the movie on IMDb, and it's proved to be surprisingly difficult. Alright, so I kind of gave it away, but...
Yeah, look what you fucking done!
Today we watched two movies, two sequels to a beloved classic.
Yeah, did you know there are two? I'm sorry. I wanted to jump in on this really quick, because I found this out while I was Googling these movies.
Yeah.
Did you know that there are no less than two Stitch TV shows wherein he leaves Lilo and goes to hang out with another little girl?
I didn't know. I knew there was one that was, like, set in, like, Japan or China?
Yes. Well, that's the thing. There's a Japanese one and a Chinese one.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Which, you know what, though? I mean, I like that. I kind of love that they exist and hate what that would do to the canon. Like, what that would mean for Lilo and Stitch as people and characters.
We already have a problem with the canon, though, in regards to the order in which these films came out. Because Stitch the movie came out in 2003. Lilo and Stitch 2 came out in 2005. And Leroy and Stitch came out in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
So that means Lilo and Stitch 2 does happen between the two or before.
It has to happen before. But also, Stitch is like a fucking robot in that movie, and it never made any goddamn sense. It seems like whoever made that movie had no communication with whoever made these movies.
My theory is that after Lilo and Stitch, the universe broke into two realities. And in one, the TV
This is
show
the
happened.
Bernstein Bears theory, except that the realities got stitched back together at some point. Oh my god! They got stitched back together.
I don't... You know what? I had a whole bit, but it's gone now. Yours is better.
Yeah, I know.
So, there's not much to say about either of these films in terms of, like, fun facts. They both kind of happen in the middle of the Disney's kind of sequel craze in the early 2000s.
Yeah, we got some great sequels from that craze. We got Kronk's New Groove.
Why did you have
Brother
to name the
Bear
worst
2.
One? Yeah, that's another bad one.
Return to Neverland.
That one was okay.
That one was okay.
Here's what I'll say about these two movies, though, is that these two movies both bookend the TV show.
Yes, so they sort of had a canonical reason to exist in a way that Brother Bear 2 didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Or Kronk's New Groove, because there was an Emperor's New Groove TV show, but it didn't make any sense with established canon.
No, it kind of had nothing to do with either movies,
right?
Other than using the characters.
I think that the Lilo and Stitch TV show has the most to do with the movie of almost any Disney TV show. I didn't watch the Aladdin TV show very much, but I bet that one was actually pretty good with it, because it also had 2 movie tie-ins.
Yeah.
But, like, a lot of TV shows, like, there are 2 Lion King TV shows, and neither of them have anything to do with the actual Lion King timeline in a way that makes sense.
Well, one of them's more of a sequel. One of them's more in, like, the House of Mouse status of, like, fourth wall breaking.
Right. And the other one
doesn't make sense.
Is apparently in the timeline, but it's weird.
It just
Do you realize
that
that show is still on TV, and yet now is the time that they chose to remake The Lion King? That's actually kind of weird when I realized that.
That show's been on TV for a while now. I think this show's been on TV since...
It's ending, apparently.
Oh. Well, that's a shame.
Okay.
I
haven't seen any of it. The animation doesn't look good.
It looks very like Flash animation, you know.
It's a Disney Junior TV show, so it's like, okay, well, this is made for 3-year-olds.
So the quality isn't quite where it needs to be.
Right. It's not even to the quality of Lilo and Stitch. So I guess we'll just jump in.
Let's cast ourselves back to 2003.
To Stitch! ! Probably the worst title they could have gone with, because it does not differentiate it very much from Stitch the character.
It also makes it hard to know where this movie goes. Like, I'm okay with numbers. It's okay to have numbers. But the fact that after this, they go with a number, and then after that, they go with another insane title change.
Yep.
It just kind of leaves everything all over the place.
They definitely named a character for a pun in, like, a really underwhelming way.
It's not great. I was expecting more from that reveal.
It's been a week since I watched this movie.
Same, actually.
How does it open?
It opens in space.
That makes sense. Is Gantu here?
Keith David has graced us with his presence once more in both of these movies, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. That wasn't Keith David. That was Kevin Michael Richardson doing his best Keith David impression. And you know what? He tricked me. I was convinced it was still Keith David. I didn't even check. I was so convinced. Wow.
Gantu has
really fallen on hard times.
I don't like what this movie says about Gantu's character.
Both of these movies.
I enjoyed the sort of dogmatic version of Gantu. He thought that the best thing to do was get Stitch, kill him for the safety of the universe, and whatever else happened, and justified the means.
Yeah.
And that is no longer true. In fact, he is super willing to let over 600 more Stitches out into the world, into the universe.
The thing is that Gantu really lost his groove at the end of the last movie, and it's not until the end of the next movie that he really gets his groove back.
I hate that I let you keep going when you started with lost his groove.
Gantu's new groove.
Uh-huh. Gantu is,
Okay, wait, give me a second. I am going to open up a little synopsis, because you're right. Usually one of us is fresh off the boat with these movies.
That is not what that phrase means.
Off the oven?
I don't think that is a phrase, but I get what you're saying when you say it.
Hot off the presses.
Yes, okay.
Gantu, we start in space, which is always a great place for a movie to start. It's just in space.
Yeah, I love it. And these movies have started in space. It's a good place to start.
Mm-hmm. Just to remind us, like, this isn't just about Hawaii. It's also about the rest of space.
This is... the Lilo and Stitch universe is about Hawaii and also everywhere else.
And also, the galaxy. So Captain Gantu has been fired. We learned that at the end of the last movie. He has a new ship, and he is being hired by...
Okay. So...
somebody. I think at this point in the movie, we don't know who.
Yeah. My first note is about this character. So we do meet him in the beginning. Soon-ish, I guess.
Soon-ish, but I have a couple more notes.
Yeah.
We start off in space. Captain Gento has been hired by somebody to retrieve something from Earth. And he's like, sure, I need another job. I'm very qualified working on Earth. That's where I did my last job. Let's do this. And then we go to Earth.
It specifically says this is not about 626.
Yeah, specifically, like, Stitch is not a part of this.
Mm-hmm.
But on Earth, we're finding out that Stitch is having problems fitting in. And I can't believe we have to do this for a third movie.
It's just that there's no reason for it, for a couple reasons. One, since he is no longer just a force of destruction, his destructiveness is really dialed down to the point of almost being mundane. And then two, we got this storyline, and we actually don't need it for the rest of the movie to still make sense. Also, three, why did David bring his chainsaw to the beach?
I literally have the same note on, why do you have a chainsaw? Why do you even have a chainsaw at all?
Look, maybe he needs to cut down trees. That's fine. Stitch got it so fast that he must have brought it with him to the beach, which tells me that David, who we don't know that much about, is a serial killer.
David spends a lot of this movie just lounging around.
David is, we'll get to it. There's a moment where he is a giant piece of shit. Like, just the biggest fucking piece of shit. And I was like, I need David to step up, like, at all.
He really does spend a lot of this movie just lounging around, and it is not good for him.
He's always supposed to have been, like, the, easygoing guy.
Yeah,
you know, and I'm okay that he's easygoing. He is way easygoing to a fault.
He's easygoing to the point of, like, child endangerment.
Yes.
So I think Lilo compares Stitch to Frankenstein's monster.
Okay, yeah.
To make him feel better.
So yes, Lilo has introduced Stitch to this idea that everybody in Hawaii, or maybe just on Kauai specifically, is a family. They're all cousins. You say "Hey, cousin" when you see somebody.
Yeah.
And Stitch has a family now, which is why this kind of doesn't work. But he isn't connecting to the rest of the island. And Stitch says, you're just different. Like Frankenstein. And she believes that this will cheer him up. And that's kind of adorable. Because that's 100% what Lilo thinks.
Yeah, Lilo thinks Frankenstein's super cool and everybody should be his friend.
Yes.
That's what all the people with the fire are, right? They're just going to throw him like a big luau. At this point, I think we have a couple of things happening here where we're kind of finding our way through the dynamic of Jumba and Pleakley and how they're living with the family.
Jumba and Pleakley are the best parts of this movie, and I think the next movie. Specifically Jumba, but Pleakley has their whole like relationship has a lot to it in a way that, like, you know, Lilo and Stitch, that's established. And actually, some of the best Lilo and Stitch stuff was in Lilo and Stitch 2, where they were, like, brother and sister.
Yeah.
Like, that was the dynamic, it felt like. Nani is barely in either of these movies.
I will say, though, there is a character who comes back for this movie, at least. I'm glad he came back. Wish he had more to do. Jumba's kind of a terrible dad. Stitch comes to him for, like, solace. And I believe Jumba's exact words to him are, "We're all alone. We don't have family." It's like, whoa, dude, read the room.
Yeah. Jumba doesn't get it. He's I'm fairly certain when he says evil genius, he is genuinely some kind of, like, sociopath that has trouble picking up on social cues.
Well, we get a little insight into the whole evil genius department in a way that I don't appreciate, but we'll get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Nani decides to leave Pleakley and Jumba in charge of Lilo and Stitch while her and Dave go out and just have a relaxing evening, I assume, which just means an evening without having to take care of Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, we talked about this in the last movie. Nani's life has gotten way, way harder ever since she adopted that dog. Like, all she signed up for was a dog. And so, like, I don't begrudge her any alone time that she can possibly get.
For a brief moment, I thought this was going to be like a cool epic space movie, but then I forgot what the rest of the movie was going to be. But basically, Gantu breaks into the house.
Yes. I wanted to mention this. Every time Nani leaves the house, an alien destroys it.
Although this time the destruction was fairly mitigated.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as it was last time. But she's gonna start getting a complex.
She needs to get insurance.
I don't know what their setup is. I wonder if they have some sort of alien insurance. Certainly the government is watching them. Will the government fix the house? Anyway.
Gantu breaks into the house and basically says, like, we're not here for Stitch. At one point, when he peeks into Lilo's room trying to find Jumba, there's a big dummy drawing hung up on the wall. It is my favorite thing.
That is the best use of that. But every other character calls him a big dummy in a way that I don't appreciate. It's like, let the joke just be a joke without stamping on it.
Yeah, he's a person. Don't be mean to him. Jumba stuffs Pleakley, gives him something covered in a towel, and stuffs him into a trunk and says, "Don't move, don't make a muscle." Wait, don't move a muscle, don't make a sound. And then sits on it and waits for...
starts knitting.
Yeah, starts knitting. And evil knitting.
Like that's what you do when somebody's breaking into the house.
And he gets kidnapped.
Yes. Lilo and Stitch decide to go after him, I believe.
This is where I thought it was going to be a cool space movie.
And then Nani comes back home. And I want to mention this because this is the moment where I thought that David needs to step up literally at all. Which is when Nani is complaining about how crazy her life is. He's like, oh, come on. It's actually not. And I thought, yeah, it fucking is, David. She lives with 3 aliens. You prick. And then she gets home and she starts freaking out, and he's still like, she's fine. That kid did not just get kidnapped very recently.
So Nani goes back into town to look for Lilo.
Yeah, and David stays home to watch the house, which is kind of a useful thing. Somebody needs to wait to see if the kid comes home, right?
The other thing is that it's not just Lilo and Stitch are missing, right? Pleakley and Jumba are also gone.
Right. But the house is also clearly broken into. If they were just all there and the house was fine, you would think that they just went somewhere.
Or if they were all there and the house was broken, then you would think, oh, they had some wacky adventure.
Yes.
And now they have to clean it up. The rescue attempt goes awry. And we get more of those cool hyperdrive waves.
Honestly, I think that's the best thing about the Lilo and like the version of space travel that Lilo and Stitch has, which is that like hitting the hyperdrive is dangerous and will like fuck shit up. That's like my favorite thing. I love it.
See, you say that, but the next movie does break that completely.
It does, and I yeah.
Yeah. So,
but I loved it in the first movie, and it was fun in this movie too.
This is the part that I don't like about this movie, which is we get to run through the first 20 minutes of this movie 3 times. As Lilo and Stitch explain to Dave what happened, and then they explain to Pleakley what happened, and then later they have to explain to Nani what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think when Cobra Bubbles comes in, they also explain it to him, but a lot more briefly.
They could have had more fun recaps, you know?
Oh, and the recaps are played off as a joke, except for the fact that they are still just recaps of things we just saw.
David tells Lilo that she and Stitch can take Gantu, which I feel like he's missing the fucking point, in that she shouldn't need to. She's like, I don't know,
5.
8? We don't know how old this kid is.
Young.
Young, yes.
I'm assuming this movie takes place very soon after the last movie.
She can't have been 5 in the last movie.
She can't have been that old.
Nani comes home, and David brought up cell phones at the exact moment I decided that Nani needed one.
Yeah, no, for sure. And Dave takes a little bit of initiative here.
It's 2004, did you say?
2003.
Okay.
Pagers exist.
Not everybody has a cell phone, but Nani needs a damn cell phone.
Or at least, again, a pager.
Something. Yes, just so you can say, yeah, Lilo isn't dead, she went to the beach. Or Lilo isn't dead, she's off chasing a monster. Or Lilo isn't dead, she's in space again. You can come home if you're worried, but she will be back by the time you get here.
So this is when Cobra Bubbles comes back.
Nani decides to call Cobra Bubbles because Jumba has been kidnapped, and that is the most reasonable reaction. Pleakley, and I need to mention this because I can't decide if I love or hate this joke. Pleakley pulls out the, like, intergalactic yellow pages.
Ah, yes. I forgot about this.
And decides to just call everybody. And so he calls and he says, is this planet is Jumba there? And then he will do basically this for a while, and I cannot decide if it was the dumbest thing ever or if I love it.
I thought it was very funny the first time. The second time, I was kind of losing my nerve with it, but then the third time I thought it was funny again. So yeah, it really is a dance of comedy that they're weaving here.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, Jumba is being quote-unquote interrogated by the villain who we now get to meet, I think.
Yes. Before this movie, if you had asked me about the Lilo and Stitch TV show, I would have told you that the bad guy was Gantu.
Same.
And that he was partnered with 625.
Yes.
And I would not have mentioned the evil bunny. And I'll tell
Hamster.
you why. It's because this character
is the worst.
Nothing and useless and bad. And there's no reason for him to exist. I don't want him to exist. There's one way he could have been, in my mind, an interesting character. Because I saw him and I thought, this weird bunny guy kind of looks like Stitch. And I thought, what if he was Jumba's first experiment? But he's not.
My first thought was that he was Jumba's partner and Jumba turned him into a Stitch. Which
That
also would have
been
been good.
interesting.
But the thing is that doesn't explain the bad cape.
No, but if he was an experiment, I think it would explain the bad cape, because it seems like a dumb thing Jumbo would have done his first try.
The other thing that I don't like about this character is how he treats... His name's Dr. Hamsterviel, by the way.
Yes.
The other thing I don't like about this character, other than everything, is how they treat Gantu,
Mm-hmm.
which is very demeaningly, and...
It's weird because it feels like Gantu's really slumming it, which is like, he definitely doesn't need to answer to this guy.
He's better than... He was Captain of Space. I don't remember what his title was, but he was like the Captain of Space.
He was Captain Gantu.
He was Captain Gantu. And yeah, sure, he lost his job.
He could definitely get a job working for somebody who has a modicum of respect for him.
I'm sure he has tons of space experience, right? It's not like the last job was his first job ever as Captain of Space.
And the other thing is, Gantu is... He definitely doesn't have any issue going after Jumba or Stitch or anything. But it's not painted like this is personal. Like, it's not like he took this... It doesn't seem like he took this job because he wanted revenge on them. It seems like he took this job because it paid, and he knew enough about Earth to do it.
Yeah, and it just happens to have something to do with, his former rivals.
Yeah, this stupid gerbil, which looks like a bunny, and everybody says looks like a hamster, which is... No. He says he looks like a hamster.
Yes.
Everybody says he looks like a gerbil. He
Yes.
actually looks like a bunny.
Yes.
And do you know what? That's, like, too much.
This is a joke with 3 layers that it doesn't need. Also, it's not a joke because it's not funny.
It's not a joke because it's not funny. And the character's bad. Because it's like, if a character is evil and he can't do anything, then what's the point of the character?
The other thing is that, like, in the last movie, Gantu was framed as being very intimidating because he's just a giant alien. That's pretty scary. And he is so demeaned in this movie that by the end of it, it's like, why are you in here, man? Why don't you just go home? Like, you don't have to deal with this. So Lilo and Stitch realize that if they want to go save Jumba, they're going to need some help.
We forgot to mention that they got Pleakley out of that trunk, and it was revealed...
Oh, right.
That the thing that Jumba entrusted him with was basically a big round container full of...
A gumball machine. It's a gumball machine.
It's like a gachapon. Full of these balls.
We find
like
out that
gumballs.
they're all dehydrated experiments.
Which is... I kind of love that idea because it's very dumb.
It was so dumb that I was like, sure.
Yes, they're dehydrated experiments. So experiment 626 Stitch is just the most recent genetic experiment, and every other experiment got to the point in experimentation where it was a living creature. So there's no like, oh, this experiment number 5 was just a dead end and I didn't do anything with it. There are 625 other destructive alien creatures.
That all specialize in different levels of destructiveness and different skills of destructivity.
Yes, different kinds of destructiveness. And the one that is highlit in this movie is 221.
Yes.
This is who Lilo and Stitch decide they need help from. Because we briefly mentioned that they fought with Gantu and he hit the hyperdrive. We know from the last movie that like knocks out a ship.
Yeah.
221 is an electrical experiment. Sort of like what if Stitch was Pikachu.
Experiment.
He is made to
generate absurd amounts of electricity.
Well, he does generate absurd amounts of electricity, but he's not made to power stuff. He's made to destroy other people's
electrical equipment.
I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's interesting that Jumba created a living battery, but made it so its point isn't to power something that picked up. Its point is to kill shit.
Well, that's the thing, right? Is we learned that the reason Jumba created 626 experiments is because I guess he was looking for like a Swiss Army knife of destruction. Something that you could just drop onto a planet and it would just destroy the whole planet. And so each experiment is like one step closer to full planet-wide destruction.
I remember some of those experiments. Some of them are way worse than Stitch. There was one that can turn everybody into babies.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That seems bad, actually.
Yeah, but you don't want to kill babies, though. Like,
you don't need to kill babies. They're babies.
They kill themselves.
Well, you could even raise the babies, but then they're on your side. Lion King.
Evil babies.
I also want to mention, I don't remember when this happened, but it's in my notes. I believe Stitch says that Jumba is lost, and Lilo says, "You have a lot of lost issues."
Which, Lilo has a lot of great lines. That is one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's very good.
Because Stitch does have a lot of lost issues.
They release 221. He immediately runs away because obviously.
Yeah, because freedom. He's been dehydrated for who knows how long.
It's not clear. And I guess the experiments don't mind it. Dehydration seems to be kind of like carbonite or stasis in that it doesn't seem to really affect them.
While all of this is happening, Cobra arrives.
And he sucks. Cobra Bubbles sucks in this movie.
Yeah, he's not
He's
great.
just like not cool like he was in the last movie.
The problem is that in the last movie he was really cool, and in this movie he's here to tell everybody that they're wrong and bad. Nobody likes being told that they're wrong or bad.
Well, and I don't like the idea that even if it's for like a sting operation type of thing, I don't like the idea that Cobra Bubbles is okay handing over 625 dangerous experiments to mad scientists.
You would think, here's what a better movie would have done, right? A better movie would have just gotten a gumball machine, put a towel over it, and handed them that.
Yes. And also, we will get to the hostage negotiation. It is terrible. It is the fucking worst hostage negotiation I've ever seen. Jumbo should have been dead 4 times. Everybody's bad at it.
Nobody does their job. Some people do jobs that they shouldn't be doing. Cobra Bubbles has the 411 on what's going on and basically is like, we're going to hand them these gumballs and they're going to hand us Jumba and everything's going to be fine. Trust me. And Lilo and Stitch understandably are like, we can't tell them that we lost one.
Yes, so they need to go and and get it. Did 625 show up yet? Did we skip him?
So at the same time that all of this is happening,
I want to mention 625, even though he doesn't do fucking anything in this movie.
He does nothing.
And is much more interesting in the second movie.
Yes. Well, so in this movie, what happens is Dr. Hamsterviel is quote-unquote interrogating Jumba, but Jumba's kind of like, hey, like, I've been through this game. I'm a mad scientist. I've been interrogated before, and you're not doing a great job. So Hamsterviel and Gantu, I guess Jumba tricks them into releasing 625. He mentions that 625 has all the same powers as Stitch.
Yeah, I guess, and I'm not sure why he does this, except maybe he's entertaining himself.
He's a little bored hanging upside down in the upside down prison.
Yes. they rehydrate 625. 625 does not care about what anybody is doing in this situation. He does not care that his creator is locked up. He doesn't care that this bunny is yelling at him. And 625 is just good at making sandwiches.
And has a New York accent for some reason.
One of the things that Jumbo mentions offhand is that, like, 625 is better at languages than Stitch is. That's, like, one of the things. He's like, he's a little bit better at languages, and that's, like, the one thing he has on Stitch.
He speaks with the perfect New York accent.
He does.
I don't know why that's, like, a required to know space language, but...
Well, I mean, Stitch has that Stitch accent, and he doesn't have a lot of words he can say in a full sentence, you know?
His sentences are very truncated, yeah. He seems to be committed to either laughing or yelling or Ohana.
Yeah. Or cursing in Alien.
Yeah, definitely
like cursing in some sort of alien language.
His alien seems to be a lot more fluent than his English. I will say that this punchline in this movie is not very effective because there's too little drama in the reveal that he is as powerful as Stitch, but then we spend like 5 minutes watching his little capsule fall into water.
Right.
So yeah, we get a little bit more of Dr. Hamsterviel like verbally abusing Gantu.
I think both of these movies would be a lot better if at this point Gantu just like threw Hamsterviel into space. It was like, okay, now I'm doing this.
At some point I wanted Gantu to become the villain.
I buy Gantu as a villain in a way that I don't buy Hamsterviel, because Hamsterviel is evil for the sake of being evil and also bad at it, which is like, then I don't care. You're just nothing.
You're literally nothing. You've canceled yourself out and you've made yourself nothing. At this point, we get a weird Magnum P.I. reference when Stitch and Lilo are searching for 221.
Stitch steals Cobra Bubbles' car.
That's right.
Which is problematic in a couple ways. One, because later, Cobra Bubbles does not know how to hotwire his own car, which I do not buy.
You would think that an FBI agent for aliens...
I think this specific guy knows how to hotwire a car. I imagine Cobra Bubbles has the fucking coolest backstory.
Cobra Bubbles, I assume, was American James Bond.
Right.
He should know how to hotwire a car. But when he gets into the car, all he says is, well, this is unfortunate. And then he climbs into a car that is much too small for him. And you know what? Fine. Just the visual image of just his massiveness in this tiny go-kart is fine. It's
not bad. I would have also liked him to just also hotwire his own car, though. I think that would have been fun.
It would have been fun, yeah.
In the last two movies, we got a montage. And in this movie, we get a montage. This montage is more chasing 221. So it's about somebody else's acts of destruction, which is good.
There's a lot of Lilo not following Stitch, which, like, come on, Lilo.
There's a lot of both of them just fucking around instead of following the trail of destruction.
And it's like...
which is kind of great and really dumb.
It's very specific electrical-based destruction, too. You think it would be easy to follow.
So easy to follow.
And let's talk a little bit about 221 at this point, because 221 has an amazing design.
I really like him.
It's great.
Yeah. Most of the...
experiments.
Yeah, most of the experiments designs are solid. With a couple exceptions, notably, Leroy, who we'll meet later, has the worst design of, I think, any of the experiments.
Yeah.
Because he's just Stitch again.
He's just Stitch, but he's a palette-swapped Stitch, right? It's like if I turned on Mortal Kombat, and it's like, oh, there's Stitch, and then there's Red Stitch, right? Like, they just changed the color. They just took the MS Paint tool, clicked on the paint bucket, and then filled it in with a different color.
I would like you to use a metaphor that doesn't attack me.
I'm sorry.
Like, that's not a thing I do on the reg.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with a good palette swap. The problem is that you don't do it for this. Like, if you're going to spend the time to design 625 unique looking... Like, even 625 looks nothing like Stitch.
I really like that Stitch, that 625 doesn't look like Stitch. The other... Actually, I just remembered the other experiment that has a bad... I believe a bad...
design?
Is... I think she's 623.
Oh, yeah. Femme Stitch.
Girl Stitch. That sucks.
That's not great.
Lola Rabbit Stitch. I don't love it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
It's just a very dumb cartoon thing to do.
Yeah. Oh, it's 624.
Okay. I knew
Angel.
it was one of the later ones. She's femme fatale Stitch. She, like 625, seems to have all of Stitch's abilities, except also she's a femme fatale.
Yeah.
She also doesn't have boobs, but has boobs. You know what I mean? She, like, stands like a cartoon character who's supposed to have boob stance. You guys know. You guys know. You've seen, like, later generation Pokemon.
We've all seen Shark Tale.
I have not seen Shark Tale,
Okay.
but I believe what you're saying.
If you've seen anything of Shark Tale, you know exactly what we mean when we say that this is a character that was designed with boobs, and then somebody came along and said, we can't give this fish boobs.
We're not giving this fish boobs.
Right? Like, it's the same mentality.
Yeah.
And listen, it's fine if you want to draw a fish with boobs, but keep it out of a kid's movie. You keep that shit locked up where it belongs, in your shame closet. Or DeviantArt. They're both the same thing. God, where are we in this movie? This movie's kind of nothing. It's like... This movie could have been 30 minutes.
I just want to mention Myrtle.
Oh, God. Fucking...
I want to mention Myrtle, not because she does anything in this movie, but because they bring her back for this movie.
And the next one.
And for the next movie. There is a reason for her to be in the next movie, canonically. Because she owns one of the experiments. But I don't like that they brought her back just so she could be randomly mean to Lilo. Because that's all that happens. 221 is hiding in the in her, like, bug zapper. And they follow it there, and they have a fight with Myrtle. Whatever.
The thing is that Myrtle...
But not a real fight with Myrtle, wherein Lilo beats the shit out of her while Stitch takes pictures.
There is...
That was the best part of that movie.
Seriously, and the thing is that...
Flush the evidence!
If Myrtle is going to show up and be a total bitch, I need a slap fight. I need baby fights, right? Like...
There is... You know what? We'll get to it. But there's something about Myrtle in the next movie.
Oh, we'll get to it. It
so
is my favorite thing. It's so raw.
It's so mean.
It is not something that I needed out of a kid's movie, but I was like, I had to pause the movie. I was like, whoa!
Okay. So they capture 221. Lilo gives 221 a rundown of how good and bad he is. And she says he's a lot better than Stitch was.
Yeah, he's like... Stitch was
221, after being captured, is like immediately cool.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I lost tag. Well, that's the thing, right? Is 221, throughout all of his destructiveness, doesn't wallow in it. It really seems like 221 is just running away from Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah. I really like that Lilo tells 221 that he's better than Stitch, and Stitch is like, And it's like, yep, this is true.
But we see the charts, right? At 221 is like 50-50.
Right.
Evil bad, which is pretty good. And Stitch was like 70-30.
Yes.
So, yeah, 221's way better. Like, if, like, on a coin toss, right? Like, that's pretty good. Lilo and Stitch make their way to take 221 over to the...
Lighthouse.
Rendezvous point at the lighthouse. So, the lighthouse is brought up earlier in the movie.
Right. Yes. It's because it's closed because it's too expensive to run.
Yeah, it's Chekhov's lighthouse. Yeah, Chekhov said, if you put a lighthouse on the mantelpiece at the beginning of your movie, it needs to have been fired by the end of the movie.
So look forward to that.
And I'm seriously, like, they spend like a good 5 minutes talking about this lighthouse, and it's like, we get it. Your lighthouse can't be run. We have an electric generator Pokemon. We get it.
I knew you were going to say Pokemon, and like as soon as you said we have an electric, I remembered that is a plot in the Pokemon universe at least once.
Multiple times in at least in the first two series, the Johto and Kanto regions, is Pikachu used for generating electricity.
I know there's Pikachu used for generating electricity. I think there's a Pokemon that does lighthouse stuff. I think it's the giraffe one.
It's
one of the giraffe ones.
Well, the Girafrig, I don't know if it's an electric type, but I know that there is a lighthouse episode in the original series where the lighthouse is powered by, I think, Dragonite or the dragon one. It's weird.
Well,
whatever.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. It super doesn't. I'll probably cut that out because of us barely remembering episodes of Pokemon.
It's both of us realizing that we're not fans of the Pokemon show.
No, I didn't like it.
I was a big Digimon fan.
You know?
I watched a lot of Pokemon, but it honestly was just because Digimon came on after it. Or before it, and then Yu-Gi-Oh! Came on after it. And those were the two shows that I really wanted to watch.
I don't think Yugi ever powered a lighthouse, which is kind of a shame.
There is a lighthouse in one of the episodes, though, right? Kaiba does something in a lighthouse.
That's not a lighthouse. He built a tower on his dad's old shit that he blew up. So it's like, no, my shit's better than your shit. But it's just a tower.
Is that the one where he one hand climbs up a cliff while the other hand is holding a suitcase?
No.
Okay.
No, that was at Duelist Kingdom.
All right, cool. It's really hard.
That was the best.
We need to do the Yu-Gi-Oh movies.
I love that scene because God, don't fucking tempt me. I love that scene because there are two. Because it's one of the two scenes in the first season where guns are cut out in the dubbed version. So in the original version, they shoot at him and he blocks it with this giant briefcase and then jumps out a window, and it's like Kaiba is independently in an action movie.
Because is it Kaiba, every time he shows up, is ready to be in an action movie 100%.
Kaiba, every time he shows up, jumps from a helicopter or flies away in an airplane that looks like a Blue Eyes White Dragon because he fucking loves himself.
By the way, just to quickly kind of get back on track for onto Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
Sparky, 221, which was the experiment that was released and had to be chased, is voiced by Frank Welker.
Oh, what do you know?
Yeah, Frank Welker, well-known animal noisemaker, so...
I wonder if he voices any of the other ones.
Oh, I bet he voices most of them.
It wouldn't surprise me. One more thing before we get to the hostage exchange, okay? Before Bubbles and Pleakley leave for the hostage exchange, Nani says, I have to go to work. Who goes to work during a hostage exchange? Your whole fucking day should be wide open.
All right, but you know how work is, right? You can only take so many days off.
I know how work is, and I know that if this social worker / FBI agent says something, her work will give her a day off.
But I assume he didn't, though, because she has to go to work.
He didn't.
That's the thing, right? Is he's just you know what? I assume Lilo and Stitch are going to be there. Nani, just go to work.
But, shouldn't she be at home to, welcome her family member back? It's crazy to me, though. Think about if one of your family members got kidnapped, there was a hostage exchange. You went to work thinking, yeah, I'll see him at 3 or whatever. I don't know when you get off of work. I don't know why I said 3. I've never worked a normal work day in my life.
I listen, I'm currently not working normal work days, but I will say that as somebody whose family member has been kidnapped before,
Jesus Christ.
There's not much you could do.
I mean, I guess not. I feel like staying home and worrying would be a big thing for me.
I'm going to put this in a new light for you, though, right? Because this isn't a family. This isn't like, oh, your younger brother got kidnapped. This is hey, you know that uncle that's been couch surfing and sleeping in your house for the last 2 years? Apparently they've gone missing. It's a small part of me is oh, thank God. And then a much larger part of me is well, maybe they'll come back. I feel like worrying at that point is well outside of the realm of what I'm willing to feel. But then also Black James Bond came to save them, so I'm going to work, man.
I just I'm imagining what that evening must be like, where she gets home, she's like, "You back?" It's duh. She's like, "Okay."
You know what? I'm surprised, though. I'm surprised that David is not lounging around the house at this point in the movie. He's I have to go to work, and David's cool. I'll still be here because I'm a lazy piece of shit in this movie.
David must canonically just be super hot.
So
what else is he bringing to the table?
He does. He's a fire breather, right? So he's got to be I've seen those guys. They're super buff.
Right.
So yeah, I'm sure he's just super shredded when he's on the job. probably oiled up too, although that strikes me as being very dangerous.
That seems like a terrible idea.
So maybe not oiled up. Maybe it's like coconut oil, right? Like something not flammable.
Is coconut oil not flammable?
I would assume it's not. I just said it wasn't, but...
Okay, well, wait.
Okay, is coke...
It's oil, right? Oil is flammable.
Stapleton Moms, how I discovered coconut oil is flammable.
Uh-oh.
So
Short answer, yes.
Short answer, according to Moms, yes.
One weird secret about coconut oil discovered by a mom.
You would think scientists would have figured it out.
Guess what, Andy?
What?
Scientists can be moms.
Oh my god, you're right. Now, welcome to my new Disney Channel original show, Scientist Mom.
Oh man, the episodes write themselves.
Every episode is just her doing a rudimentary experiment. It's basically Bill Nye the Science Guy, but he's a mom and has a family.
That sounds really nice.
It really
sounds like
does,
a nice
actually.
TV show.
I'm gonna email Bill Nye, see if he has anything, if he's doing anything.
So you want to actually get Bill Nye? So it's more like a Mrs. Doubtfire.
I want him to be like a grandfather who visits like every other episode, you know?
Okay.
Like he walks in and the studio audience goes, "Whoa," and they start applauding. And he just looks around for a couple seconds and he's like, "Hey everybody, it's me, your Grandpa Bill," right? You know? I see it vividly in my mind, even though I'm painting a very boring word picture.
It's the thing is, you kind of are painting a boring word picture, but there's like a part of my heart that's like, this is like a really nice TV show.
I
just
think...
like nice, like Bill Nye, but with the idea of like there's, along with all the science stuff, there's like an underlying sitcom.
Yeah, each of the kids has like a scientific interest that is different.
Oh, yeah.
So one kid wants to be an astronaut, so he's super interested in space, or she. One kid is like really into geology and like she wants to be a geologist, and another kid is super interested in the bottom of the ocean, and it's just the guy who directed Titanic dressed up as a child.
Okay, you lost me. Do you want to guess where you lost me?
James Cameron. That's his name.
Anyway. This sounds like a great TV show. Can't wait for you to pitch it. The last kid should be into biology. I mean, you can have animals
space,
on the show.
ocean,
like
land.
Chris Pratt.
Each one needs to represent one of the 4 key elements.
Now, one of the episodes would be about how those are not actually the elements.
We've gotten off the plot a bit.
So nobody at this fucking lighthouse understands what a hostage negotiation is.
It is absolutely insane. So for one thing, Cobra is just yelling stuff into his mic. He is not a quiet man. So I assume that Gantu and Hamsterviel are just sitting over there like, what's he yelling about? Is he yelling into like his collar? Is that like an Earth thing?
Do you think that when he first got the job of like alien diplomat, Cobra Bubbles did convince everybody that like, yeah, yelling into your collar is an Earth thing, so he could do it all the time and nobody would think it was weird?
It's similar to a sneeze.
Shit, aliens! Sneeze. Sneeze. That's what that was.
Hold! Don't attack! Don't kill them! Oh wow, rough pollen allergies this time of year.
So I want to ask you something hypothetically. If you were Cobra
speaking.
Bubbles,
Yeah.
how
All right,
would
let me get into
you?
character.
Yeah. How would you do this?
For one thing, I would not let Pleakley hold anything.
Okay, good start, actually. I didn't even consider this. I was thinking snipers. Is snipers crazy? Dr. Hamsterviel is very small and could be taken out very quickly.
Here's the problem with snipers, unfortunately, is that their rendezvous point at the lighthouse is an elevated position, right? So...
Okay, but hear me out. What if the snipers were in the lighthouse?
No, because then they'd have to aim straight down. There's no cover there, right? Like if a guy leans over a rail and points a gun straight down, you can see that guy.
Not if you're just below them. I feel like they get one shot off. If they're good enough, they only need the one.
Is we have to deal with the big whale alien first.
Yeah, he's tough. You probably can't shoot Gantu.
I have like a battleship outside of the horizon distance ready to just like shell that part of Hawaii.
Holy shit.
Just in case, because you don't know, right? We have two known, like, vagrant alien villains. Like, one is a certified evil genius, with a third evil genius as a hostage. I'm thinking nukes. Like, they have a nuke.
Wow. Okay, so you would escalate this a lot.
No, I'm not saying we're bringing nukes. I'm saying if I have two evil geniuses...
you have to plan for them bringing nukes, is what you're saying?
Yeah, like, I don't know what's going to happen. They could have nukes.
That's fair. He did call the aliens. He did call what's-her-face.
So here's the problem with that.
The Grand Counselwoman in her ship underwater, I guess.
This is insane to me. This is like the equivalent of calling the president and telling him to bring Air Force One to do a hostage negotiation. Surely there is somebody else qualified to do this job in space.
It's just that I don't think they had any other characters.
They could have made new characters up.
We found out that there is no captain of the fleet, apparently, in between Gantu and Stitch.
So yeah, Gantu lost his job, and then for just, I assume, about a year or 2 years.
Like a few years, right?
They just had it open. Just couldn't find anybody to fill it.
Well, space is big.
Space is pretty big, and I guess also underqualified.
Space is big and underqualified. Man, it's too bad we don't have t-shirts. That'd be great.
And at this point, Lilo and Stitch come back.
Yes, Hamsterviel finds out that they are missing an experiment.
Yeah.
And Lilo and Stitch bring it up in the wagon, like a wagon.
He's trapped inside of like a glass jar that's upside down, which is pretty smart. It's basically like a living light bulb. No air, though, so I assume he doesn't need to breathe.
He seems to be able to go into electrical wiring, so maybe he doesn't need to breathe.
Yeah.
Also, I think Stitch has survived in space.
Yes.
And I know that he's like 400 experiments down the line, but maybe that was an early thing that Jumba cracked.
Like, Experiment 1 couldn't breathe in space, Experiment 2 could.
So Hamsterviel has all the cards in that he has fucking Jumba, and then he gets the 600 other experiments. And at this point, honestly, he should be cutting his losses and leaving. Or, as soon as it definitely looks like that everybody is going to turn on each other, Jumba should be shot. And neither of these things happen, even when Lilo takes 20 fucking minutes to decide whether or not she's going to give him 221.
Well, okay, so at this point, the Councilwoman has shown up, right?
I don't think she shows up until...
No, she does. Okay. Oh, wait, no. This is after Lilo makes her decision. So, right. Lilo does bring up that she doesn't want to give Sparky back, and Cobra just looks at her and says, "You named it." And it's like, dude, it's Lilo. Of course she named it. She probably named it as soon as she let it free and just was saving it.
Yeah, and I don't like Cobra Bubbles in this. I get that he's got this plan, but I don't think his plan makes any fucking sense.
Oh, the problem is that his plan sucks.
Yeah.
This is a big problem in movies, is if you have a character who's supposed to be badass and their plan sucks, then they suck. Right? Because it's their plan. We believed for so many years that Tom Cruise was cool because of Mission Impossible, right? Like, that's how good your plan has to be.
I have not seen a Mission Impossible movie.
Really? Not a single one?
No.
Wow, there's like 8 of those, man.
Yeah, but let me tell you how easy it is not to watch any of them if you haven't seen any of them.
No, that's easy. Fair.
Like, whenever a new one comes out, you're like, oh, another one of those things I don't.
But you understood that, like, for a long time, Tom Cruise was thought of as being cool, right? Like, it's because of those movies. Because I think before that, he was just like a pretty boy Hollywood star.
Yeah, so the negotiation breaks down into gunfire, which somehow does not start with killing Jumba. Whatever.
Jumba...
I don't want
unscathed.
Jumba to die. I want Gantu to try to kill Jumba because it's his fucking job.
Here's the thing, right, is I want Gantu... Gantu, what happened to you, man? Where are your balls? What happened to them? Because this entire movie, you're running around like prostrating yourself at the foot of this fucking hamster. Like, stand up for yourself. Like, squeeze the hamster, kill him, and, like, take command. You are a captain. Like, fucking show some leadership, man. It's infuriating.
So there's a firefight. Sparky does not destroy Gantu's gun, which was the other thing that I thought was pretty obvious. He's got a space gun, which means it's gonna be mostly electrical in there.
So here's the thing, right, is Sparky uses his electrical abilities to destroy the Grand Counselwoman's ship, or at least turn off the power, overload the power. and just
Right.
lets Hamsterviel and Gantu leave. So Lilo and Stitch and Sparky stow away on the ship, and it's just gone.
Mm-hmm.
So Cobra Bubbles, just out of retirement, manages to lose 626 experiments in a human child.
Oh, man. Well, okay, technically he only lost 625 of them. The other one was already taken.
Okay, fair.
Just so we're clear.
But he doesn't know that.
Yeah, Cobra Bubbles really sucks.
He really blew it.
The spaceship also takes a really long time to take off, which is like somebody... I mean, so everybody could get on it, I guess.
This is where that battleship that I would have had way off in the distance, aim and fire. Just blow it out of the sky.
It has a little girl on it?
No, there's a little girl on board, but there are also 625 experiments that could cause worldwide destruction. That's 625 dead planets.
They could, except for two things. I would maybe argue three things. One, Stitch is on there, and Cobra seems to think that them getting back would be some kind of miracle. But Stitch is better than Gantu and Hamsterviel. So, like, what the fuck ever.
Again, Hamsterviel, useless.
Useless. Absolute crap. But Stitch is a force of destruction. He's basically Superman. Right? If Superman gets onto Lex Luthor's spaceship, you know Superman's gonna fucking win. So there's that. It's like, okay, well, Stitch got on a spaceship, we could just wait. The other thing is, yes, the experiments are dangerous. However, Stitch's weakness was water.
Oh, that's right, he couldn't swim.
He can't swim, because he's too dense. He's like a chimpanzee.
Or my roommate.
You mentioned that, which is still crazy to me.
Oh, it's still crazy to him. He's no longer that much muscle mass, you know, because he's older. But yeah, it's like both. I still can't believe it, and I saw it happen.
It makes you think though, like, would it be so bad if these got out? I mean, yeah, it could potentially be really bad, but
well, so we find out later what they think about all of them getting out, and it's apparently, yeah, sure,
whatever.
It's just Hawaii.
Lilo and Stitch are each thrown into a prison cell after they get on that spaceship, and Stitch doesn't even try to get out of it, which is literally crazy. He can get out of anything.
We saw him escape a similar prison cell 3 times in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we know he can do it.
He's good at prison breaks.
It's kind of like the one thing he's innately good at is like prison breaks and being a dog. And he's not really that good at the second one.
I kind of wondered how they were going to get Gantu not to kill Lilo, right? Because I was like, I understand why they're keeping Stitch, but why keep Lilo? And he mentioned, and he's gonna send her to a space zoo. Which is like, it's good. It's like appropriately dark for like, this is the most villainous Gantu gets. It's like, yeah, you're going to a space zoo forever.
I love that he knows a guy who would love to have her as a specimen. I'm like,
what is Gantu's, like, fucking deal?
Where does he hang out on weekends that he knows this guy? This guy should have been a character, right? Not fucking Hamsterviel. It should have been this guy.
Right. I don't care about Hamsterviel's dumb bullshit. I care about Gantu and the fact that I guess he knows some kind of the Collector type person.
Yeah. Oh, just Benicio del Toro just shows up off screen with his weird makeup from Guardians of the Galaxy. Ah, yes. Oh, a little Hawaiian girl. Yeah, I'll put her in this little glass pod over here next to my other children that I have and my weird glowing rock. Yes. Beautiful. Sorry. That's my best Benicio impression. He's a wonderful man. Great actor.
So while that's happening for Lilo, Stitch he's going to be cloned. But Hamsterviel, who is a dumb evil genius, can only clone him by killing him with a laser.
By cutting him in. The cloning process involves cutting Stitch in half. What is this cloning process? I must know.
That ain't how cloning works, you dumb rabbit.
At what point in your plan to build a cloning machine did you think, you know what I need is a laser that cuts things in half? Like, are you a fucking James Bond villain?
Does he clone people like you would clone, quote-unquote, a starfish?
Or like a cell? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe he clones them at a cellular level. He enforces mitosis.
And so he cuts Stitch, quote-unquote, in half, but as Stitch separates, he just becomes 2 different Stitches?
Actually, I'm thinking about how that would work, and it would definitely be Stitch would have a head and a torso, and a head and a torso, and then legs and legs.
Yeah. So it wouldn't work out that well, I think.
That'd be like a good if they did like a Halloween episode of Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, so it's dumb. But Sparky's on the ship, and he disables the laser.
Which is a great way to avoid a climax.
Alright, whatever.
This movie has no real exciting moment. Like, this is the closest we get. But the thing is we knew Sparky was on the ship.
You're right. Sparky being a surprise would have been nice.
Yeah, right.
You don't think when Stitch thought Lilo had been shot to a zoo, that was exciting?
That would have been exciting, except for the punchline. Except they throw in a punchline that makes it not exciting.
What was it?
It was the fact that 625 had ordered sandwiches.
Oh, he ordered bologna.
Yeah. Right. He ordered a bunch of bologna. Yeah,
so 221 and Stitch tie up Hamsterviel. They get Lilo out, and then Lilo and Stitch fight Gantu, during which the spaceship's window just opens? Maybe this scene's actually earlier. Is this scene earlier?
No, because this scene's like basically the end of the movie.
Right. So the spaceship's window just like fucking opens, which is not good. Your window shouldn't do that on a spaceship. And the experiments fall back to Earth,
managing somehow to fall only on Hawaii.
I mean, maybe they weren't as high up as it seemed like they were.
They were in space!
I don't know what to tell you, man. Some of them should have fallen straight into the ocean.
They were at least 200 miles above the Earth. That's high enough that the Earth starts turning under you, dude.
The ship is disabled.
Oh, well, Gantu's ship crash lands on the waterfall where it will be for the entirety of the series.
Mm-hmm.
His base of operations.
And the beginning of the next movie.
Yeah.
What happens to Hamsterviel?
That ship lands back at the rendezvous point, and that's when the whole lighthouse thing happens, and Hamsterviel gets arrested.
Right, okay, yeah. Yeah, so he gets arrested, and Lilo decides that Sparky just needs a place where he can, like, let off energy without being super destructive, so he powers the lighthouse, which is a nice idea, but I also think it's kind of thinking small.
Which is, by the way, apparently a real lighthouse.
Is it? That's neat. I like that.
Yeah, the Kilauea Lighthouse. At one point, the councilwoman, I don't know if you mentioned this, does talk about destroying Hawaii. Or at least the island of Kauai.
Yes, she wants to get everybody off and then, I guess, nuke it from space.
Lilo and Stitch are like, hold on a sec. I, a 5-year-old child, have managed to save not one, but two.
Stop. Lilo and Stitch. Wikipedia. How the fuck old is Lilo? Find Lilo.
I'm just going to the wiki.
Lilo Pelikai.
Yes.
Give me an age.
5 years old in the original story. Bam!
How?
It says here in The Monarch at the end of the movie, Lilo has 7 candles on her birthday cake, meaning she was 6 for the majority of the movie, meaning that she is 7 years old for the Lilo and Stitch franchise. So by the end of the last movie, the 4th movie, she is 7, and in between she's 6. Which means by Price is Right rules, I'm right. That was the closest without going over.
Also, you were the only one who made a guess.
You guessed 8.
I guess I did. I guid earlier. So the 6-year-old girl, which still seems quite young to me, but yeah.
I listen. The point is,
okay. Here's why I think the Grand Counselwoman's decision isn't completely insane. Although I think it either should have taken more convincing, or she shouldn't have immediately wanted to nuke the place.
Mm-hmm. Well, she was going to destroy Earth in the first movie, so she's kind of toned it down a bit.
Yes. But that's it. It's because when they found out in the first movie that Stitch had landed on an island and would not be able to escape, they were like, okay, we'll send somebody to the island and get rid of him. So the implication is that there is only a certain amount of havoc that can be caused
on Hawaii.
Yeah, by these creatures, since they cannot leave Hawaii.
Here we go. How many people are on this island? Because this island is, even in terms of Hawaii, pretty far from the other islands.
It's pretty small, right? I remember that there was an episode where they had to go to the main Hawaii island, and that was like a big thing.
It looks here like there is a population of 72,000 people as of 2016.
Wow, that's small.
That's very small. That's very small. That's a lot smaller than I thought, actually.
Yep.
So, yeah, I guess in the scheme of things, it would be okay to just leave them there. But Lilo does manage to kind of just say, listen, I've done this twice. I got some experience. Let me and Stitch try to rehabilitate all 623 missing experiments.
It gives her a project for the next year or two.
Yeah, it really does give her a project for the next year or so.
I guess year. If we just talk about how old she was, it seems like she has a year to do this.
That's one.
That's like 2 experiments a day. That's insane.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was like, that's like 1 a day, right? 625 days a year.
Hey, this timeline does not match up at all.
Listen, man, it's television. Maybe like a year and a half then, because I don't really remember the show, how the show handles it. Some of those episodes I'm sure could take place on the same day.
It's a Monster Week type show. Yeah. So some of them could probably take place over a day, but I'm sure some of them have multiple days to them.
Yeah. At this point, Jumba mentions to Pleakley that he is working on Experiment 627, so I get that sequel hook. Except a show happens after this, so I don't know why they put a sequel hook in.
Well, 627, I did not remember from when I watched a TV show way back when, but they mentioned it in the next movie, is a character who I did look up. We'll talk about him in the next movie, because I want to talk about why I hate Leroy so much.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. It's really bad. Okay, and that's pretty much the end of the movie?
Yeah. How does this movie close out?
The same way all the other movies close out, dude. Obama means family. Family means nobody gets left behind.
No, they play the theme song to the TV show.
Yes, they do. They play the theme song.
Which is actually
like
a bit of a
credits.
Jam. Yeah. I feel like we're ending it on a low note, but honestly, it doesn't end on a very high note. It's a movie that doesn't really end because it's supposed to tie into a whole series on television. So.
It's not, because it's not really a movie, right? It's like episode 0 of a show is what it is.
Right.
This movie could have easily been 1 or 1.5 episodes of the show instead of being a movie. But I assume the reason it was made into a movie was because they weren't sure that there would be any interest in a show.
I think the reason they make TV movies that go into shows is to build hype. So it's like, this is like, it's the sequel to the movie. It's like it's a whole big thing. It's going to be like an event. So they build hype for the TV show.
Yeah.
Also, because then you can do stuff like introduce 625, who does not do anything in this stupid movie, but is important in the TV show, or at least actually a character in the TV show.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to spend the first episode introducing him. Whatever, it's fine. I think the animation quality is better in the next movie.
Yes,
which I was
think
surprised
so
by.
Too. But that doesn't surprise me, because if I remember correctly, the show was kind of a big hit.
Oh, so you think when they wrapped it up.
So that's Stitch, the movie.
Stitch! Exclamation point.
Stitch! If we could, I would put Lilo yelling Stitch, which she does a lot in these movies.
Mm-hmm.
The movie. That would be a fun bit.
Oh. Yeah, maybe, I guess.
But it's fine.
I'm hesitant to do anything that takes any amount of work.
Yeah, I get it. Leroy and Stitch.
We had to cut for a little bit because Andy had to go do masturbate or something.
I had to pick up my laundry.
That's what he calls it.
They told me that it had been ready for a while, which made me a little miffed because they could have called me and told me it was ready.
I was about to get on your case about having people at the laundromat called you. Then I realized that I have almost never had to use a laundromat, and maybe I should be the one who should actually shut up.
I mean, it's fine. I honestly...
At the laundromat, do you have other people wash your clothes?
So they have a drop-off service that I use, yes.
Oh.
So I think I would do my own laundry, but I realized that, I would rather pay the extra... whatever.
It's like 2 hours that you're just sitting around.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And I hate it because I'm very fidgety.
Yeah.
So I gladly pay the extra money so that I can spend that 2 hours doing something else. It's not too expensive because I don't own that. I literally own a week's worth of clothing. So I have to do my laundry every week. But it doesn't come out to that much.
Leroy and Stitch.
2006.
I have a hard time with this movie because I think of the 2 movies we watched, it's the better one. And there are some things I really like about it, but most of it's crap.
So the thing is that this movie is clearly This movie understands that it should not try to be a cohesive story.
Here's the thing, if we had watched, like, the whole series, I might actually, like, just genuinely like this movie, because I would be like, yeah, that's the character that I like doing the thing that I like or something.
Uh-huh.
But you know what it was? Do you know there are two things in this movie that completely ruin it? Mm-hmm. One, Hamsterviel. He shouldn't exist.
He was a mistake in the first movie, he was a mistake in the series, and he's a mistake now.
Yeah, he was in prison and needs to be broken out of prison at the beginning. What if they just didn't break him out of prison and Gantu was the bad guy? I would have been fine with that. Two, Leroy. Sucks. Leroy is...
I don't like it when the villain is just the hero copy-pasted. See, the reason it was okay when Mortal Kombat did it is because they're ninjas. And also it was 1989.
I guess I could say this now, even before we get to him, because I did mention it at the end of the last one, there was an episode in the Stitch TV show that I don't remember, which must mean it wasn't good, because it was forgettable. There was an episode about 627, the new experiment that Gantu, or...
alludes to.
Gantu.
That Jumba
That Jumba made. So he created 627 to be Stitch, because that's like the frame he was working off of. Stitch was flawed because Stitch
turned good.
So he made 627 to not turn good. So there's already an evil Stitch. That's the first problem, is that even like the plot of the movie, they already did in their TV show.
To the point that they actually make fun of it in the movie.
Which is no good.
Because when they're naming it...
they're trying to name it, yeah.
They're trying to name it. Hamsterviel says, what about Experiment 627? And both Gantu and 625 are like, well, there was already a 627.
I looked up 627 because I did not remember him. He is the only experiment that could not be rehabilitated and had to be dehydrated again. So there's just a 627 marble somewhere, I guess, in Lilo's house for when she wants to end the world or whatever. In the beginning of Leroy and Stitch, we open on a ceremony where we learn that Lilo has rehabilitated every one of Jumba's experiments.
I want to talk about this piano tie that Jumba has. I love that tie, and I want that tie. It's a good tie.
You know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about how fucking weird it is that there is a ceremony for fixing a problem that you caused.
I do love that Jumba. It's like, all right, Jumba, you've learned nothing. You've accomplished nothing.
You're exactly the same person. Would you like to start doing your evil experiments again?
And in your same lab.
I
do love that we start in space again, though. It's great that we're starting with a giant space ceremony. It's very Star Wars.
It is, yes, it's like the end of Star Wars. So, Jumba, as we mentioned, gets the key to his lab, and I imagine some kind of charge drops that means he can leave Earth again.
Well, if we remember correctly, yeah, that both Pleakley and Jumba were banned from space.
I don't know if they were formally banned, though. She just said, don't let them on my ship. But maybe they were formally banned. Anyway, they're fine now. They're full citizens again, or whatever.
Yeah.
Pleakley is offered a teaching job.
No, a chairman job.
Right.
Chairman of Earth Studies.
Chairman of Earth Studies at, what they call it?
The Galactic Alliance Community College.
GAC.
CC.
GACC.
Not even GAU, Galactic Alliance University.
Yes,
no.
Yes. Pleakley's dreams are so sad this like fulfills them.
I have to really like extend my to reach for something that's so reachable. Like
Pleakley, and we find out later this isn't even the kind of job Pleakley wants.
This is too
he wants
good.
A regular teaching job.
This very reachable milestone was still too high for Pleakley. He
just
lower.
wants like a normal fucking teaching job. And do you know what? That's so easy to get, Pleakley. I can't imagine that there are so many Earth Studies teachers in the universe, especially since he's apparently the only one who's been to Earth.
Yeah, well, isn't in
He
the
could get a
first
job
movie,
anywhere.
Isn't in the first movie it mentioned that Earth is like a forbidden zone, like no one's allowed to go there because of the endangered mosquito species?
I that might be it. It's a protected zone, so nobody goes there. Stitch is offered Gantu's old job of being captain of the military, which... Okay. Who? What? What?
You are giving a former biological weapon access to weapons?
No. Let's get this straight. A biological weapon. He still is a biological weapon.
A formerly evil, currently good biological weapon.
And still destructive. Stitch is not a bad person, but he will do stuff like activate a hyperdrive inside a building.
This is the equivalent of making the Hulk Captain of Space.
Yes.
Which they kind of sort of did too.
I was going to say, I think there was a part where, I think there was a bit where Hulk became Captain of Space, basically. It was dumb.
So maybe this
but
is fine.
It was done well in the movies. It's not fine.
It's very bad.
It's actually quite bad and a terrible idea. The only one who gets a job that actually makes sense... By the way, Nani's not here. And I know that she is sort of barely there in the TV series. However, if your little sister, who you are guardian of, goes to space, you should also go. Also, there are rules about going to award ceremonies.
If you are flying on a plane and you are under the age of 10, you need to have a guardian present to fly with you. That's like a law.
Nani should be there. It's kind of weird how little she is. She has been in these past two movies. But Lilo is the only one who gets a job that actually makes sense. She is officially made ambassador to the experiments.
Yeah, she speaks on their behalf. This is an appointed position, not an elected position, so she better do a good job.
Well, maybe it's appointed on some kind of merit, though, because she does know all of the experiments. And we see her make an effort to do a good job, even if the only reason we see that is to, like, get snapshots of what all the experiments are doing.
Yeah, I mean, just to remind us that the show existed.
Right.
Now, Lilo does the most unfair thing possible.
Uh-huh.
And guilt trips them so hard.
Basically, everybody except her got a job that would take them away from
Earth.
And she thinks of them as family, especially... Here's the thing. What made me angry about this movie is I don't understand a version of Stitch who leaves Lilo for a battleship.
As big and red as that battleship is, like...
Alright, you wanna... Okay, fine. Let's do this. The BRB is a bad joke name. It doesn't work.
It's real dumb. I don't like it.
BRB stands for Big Red Battleship. It was 2006. BRB was already a thing.
Yeah, no, the entire time...
If the joke was that it was fast, then that would maybe be kind of funny.
It's called the BRB because it'll be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. I had the same note on mine. But yeah, Lilo totally just guilt trips them into throwing away their awards and staying at home.
Here's the thing. Pleakley's dreams are so lame that he could definitely get a teaching job and, like, come home on the weekends. That's not crazy. And Jumba just wants, like, a better lab, and he could also do the same thing. Like, there's no reason to, like, move away for forever when you have faster than light travel.
Seriously.
Stitch's job, I assume, would have to be a full-time job.
Because he'd be a space cop.
Yes.
And apparently, in this universe, space cops are just bounty hunters.
Mm-hmm. It's not clear, like, what... The one thing we see Stitch do is, like, be Captain Kirk a little bit. But we don't really see him do anything else. I don't really understand what his whole deal is as a space captain.
He plays with the chair for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I guess
that's a nice chair.
I guess the only thing that matters about being space captain is having a nice, comfortable chair. But yeah, we don't really get to see him captain for too long. And we're not even there yet.
We're not even there.
Because there's a whole, 20 minutes of this fucking movie before the movie gets going.
It's a little weird. When I saw this scene, I was like, there's no way they'll take these jobs that would take them away from Earth, right? And then they don't. And then it's like 15 more minutes before they actually then renege on that and then do?
Yeah, because it's mentioned that them saying no to this is a deal of a lifetime, right? But that means that they're not going to offer it again, but they totally do offer it again.
Yeah, it's still on the table. They don't have another captain lined up, apparently.
They're not giving that evil lab to anyone else.
No, it's just been sitting there empty.
And nobody else really wants to work at GACC.
It definitely not, right? Like, nobody wants that stupid chairman job. Meanwhile, Gantu and 625 are fighting.
They're having a real lover spat.
Yeah. He wants to secure his future by breaking a criminal out of jail.
Which, most people agree, doesn't secure much of a future for anyone.
It's super weird because it seems like the thing that Gantu wants is like a solid job. But the way he's getting it is by breaking a dude out of prison and getting the entire galaxy turned against him.
Dude, just go work for Space McDonald's, man. Like, work your way up. Like, if all you want is a steady paycheck.
Actually, that sounds awesome.
Space McDonald's?
No, Gantu and a Space McDonald's.
Oh, just this massive whale alien?
Just like his fucking whale head is way into the ceiling.
Just two fingers holding a tiny bag and trying to push it out the tiny window.
Well, can you imagine him using the freaking register?
I would think he would operate both the paying window and the drive-through window.
This is great, actually.
Because all he wants is a steady paycheck, and let me tell you, Gantu, this fucking shitty hamster can't give you that. You're in an abusive relationship with this fucking shitty hamster.
What would be better is if Gantu decided to go to Jumba's lab to try to get the one last experiment, if that was his plan. And we ignored the whole hamster thing, and it was just about getting revenge. Then I would enjoy it.
The thing is Gantu doesn't really want revenge.
No,
and that's a problem.
And that's the most infuriating thing. It's like
this.
If I had a job as bad as Gantu's job, I would just quit. Because he doesn't seem to have a personal stake.
I would probably just try to get a job on Kauai.
In fact, one of the things we kind of learn, just during some of Gantu's dialogue, is like, he seems to have really grown accustomed to the whole Lilo and Stitch thing and all the experiments. He seems like pretty chill about them.
He seems to really like Hawaii, actually.
And like, we know there's sort of a bromance between him and 625.
Yeah, they got a good repertoire.
So it's weird. I know what Gantu wants. What he wants and how he tries to get it don't make any sense with each other.
They don't really add up.
Yeah.
So he gets into a bit of a tiff with 625 and decides to just leave.
Mm-hmm.
He takes his two-man escape pod and breaks up with 625.
Yeah, just leaves him to make sandwiches. He actually tells him, "Why don't you make sandwiches? It's all you're good at." And you know what? If 625 had an episode, Lilo would probably have him making sandwiches.
He'd be working at a Subway, or the equivalent.
He'd be working at a mom and pop shop. I doubt there are even Subways on Kauai. They have 70,000 people.
So here's one thing, though. Right?
And also, I hope there aren't Subways on Kauai.
I
have never
so.
more not wanted to see a Subway.
I don't want to see a Subway now.
Yeah,
they're not
Subways
really
are terrible.
great.
Oh, hey, I just got a weird notification.
Oh?
Yeah, Subway says they don't want to sponsor us anymore?
Oh, no.
I don't know how that happened.
Honestly, that's fine. You know what? Take it and leave it.
Did I ever show you that terrible commercial that I got really worked up about?
Which one?
Actually, I don't want to talk about it.
The weird woman one, right?
Yes, that one.
Oh, God, dude. I wiped it from my memory until you mentioned it just now. Oh, man. I thought you were talking about the Quiznos one. With the
zone.
Where
they got a pepper bar.
No, I think it was a Quiznos commercial where the sandwich oven and the guy are both having a conversation, and it's implied that they fucked each other.
Oh no! When you said the Quiznos commercial, I thought of the one from, maybe 10 or 15 years ago, where it was like some stupid meme.
Oh, man, I don't need
But
that.
then they hired the guy who did the meme to do a Quiznos commercial.
Oh, that's even worse.
It
never works.
It was catchy, and it's still in my head.
Yeah, no, this one just implies that, this man...
An oven would be quite hot.
Baked his sandwich.
Ow. Baked his foot long.
God damn it. I knew there was something there, but I couldn't quite get to it. You know. In for an inch, in for a foot.
Very good. Okay, so Cantu breaks Hamsterviel out.
Wait. He would like melted cheese with that. Okay, now we can go on.
Ow! Ow! I am sorry to any listener who just imagined melted cheese on their genitals.
Oh man, why? And it's a terrible commercial, but I don't know. And it's not Subway, so I don't know why I immediately thought of that one.
God, I hate that we're keeping all of that in.
That's not getting fixed in post or ever. After 15 minutes of Lilo just guilt-tripping these three into staying on Earth, Lilo finally, has a heart-to-heart with Nani. And Nani's allotted 2 minutes for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Lilo tells her a story, or Lilo tells her doll, which I haven't seen in a hot minute, so I can't even remember its name.
Is it Smudge?
Maybe. A very specific story. But after talking to Nani, eventually Lilo realizes...
Scrump.
That's a good name. That's a good name for, a shitty dog. That you love, but is shitty.
But shitty, yeah. Sure.
And it's it's not the dog's fault that it's shitty, it's just a shitty dog. Scrumpy Doo should be a thing. Like Scooby-Doo's uncle, Scrump Doo.
Okay, what? Sorry, I'm sorry. This isn't... I went back to Wikipedia to find Scrump.
Okay.
And I found out that there was... that Experiment 375 possessed it at one point.
What?
And Nancy Cartwright voiced it. That's great.
That's weird.
Sorry. Do go on with your thing.
Oh, I remember this episode. Looking at this guy. Phantasmo. Alright, sorry, where were we? So she decides to give everyone a little talking to and let them all follow their dreams.
Yeah, and she gives them all something. She gives Pleakley a rock. She gives Stitch
a collar.
A little... yeah.
Now, she says it's a necklace, but she does just give him a collar with a tiki on it. She gives Pleakley a rock, Stitch a necklace, collar with the tiki on it, with the Hawaiian god of strength on it, which is kind of Lilo is kind of great at giving gifts.
Yeah, she's actually really solid at giving gifts. She gives Jumba an Elvis record. Her favorite Elvis record, she says.
I love Jumba's line in this scene because Lilo tells him that Nani said that all of the aloha you give will eventually come back to you. And Jumba says that he estimates that approximately 23% of aloha is lost in the giving process. Yep. That's awesome. Oh, that's ridiculous. That was a better Jumba than the last time I tried. And that's why I'm never trying again.
Okay, so we see everybody sort of go off to their respective new jobs.
And this is where we get the prison break.
Is this where the prison break is? I thought we already got the prison break.
No, this is where the prison break is. Is after all the gifts and after they go their separate ways is the prison break.
Do you have something to mention about the prison break? Because I think if we just say there was a prison break, that's all we need to know.
The prison break is kind of okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
It has two good jokes.
Okay.
The first is that we have this amazing epic escape sequence, and then Gantu holds up his fist, and in it he is holding a gerbil. And then behind him is Dr. Hamsterviel. So he had this entire amazing prison break sequence and broke out the wrong thing. That's a good bit.
Yeah, it's not bad.
The second bit is that he gives Hamsterviel a lei.
Oh, yeah.
And that's kind of alright.
He was like, yeah, that's... You can see them trying to make Gantu into a sympathetic character by doing stuff like that. And it's like...
It's a foreshadowing of things to come.
Gantu just needs a friend.
Honestly, though, Gantu just needs a friend.
We see that the BRB has flame decals, so you know these aliens can party.
That is not in all of my, in all of my years. No, I'm sorry. There is no government in existence that would put flame decals as a standard. Could you imagine if you walked in and you saw into an experimental vessel and you saw that the people making it put flame decals on it? Like, hey, guess what? You just lost the contract. No, thank you. I want serious people building my serious military weaponry. Thank you.
Did you build this in your uncle's garage?
Yeah, seriously. Do you remember, I forget what this show is called, but there is a show where these two dudes build a giant robot out of, like, old hot rods, and the head of the robot is a car with flames on it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely not.
Okay, someone out there does. That's what this reminded me of. It's like, I'm sorry, no. I need a little bit of professionalism in my military space vessels. Could you imagine if you saw a cop driving a larger than normal cop car with flames on it? That's insane.
So, yeah, Stitch climbs on the ceiling, messes with the chair, activates the hyperdrive inside of a building.
And it's fine.
And it's fine. Everything's fine. Shoots into space. Whatever. We see Pleakley. Pleakley loves his new closet. He loves the ability to have to take the college van out.
As long as it's back by 6.
As long as it's back by 6. But he has a super lame job. That being said, his assistant really seems to look up to him, which is why I think he could actually get any job he wants in,
Earth
this area.
Studies.
In Earth Studies. Because he's been to Earth and he has an Earth rock.
It's good to have a niche.
Yeah. He finds out that he doesn't give lectures or lessons, although he's in charge. So he definitely could. Like, he would just need to schedule.
Yeah, I'm sure he could set up like
some guest lectures or something?
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's a thing that I've gone to. They're pretty awesome. Also, that's total horseshit. Like, the chairman of most departments in my college definitely also do lecture.
Yeah, they definitely still lecture. And I was going to say, he's got to be, like, publishing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Is that not something he wants to be doing? If he just wants to teach, he could probably just teach.
I don't understand.
If he wants all the perks, then sure, do that too.
Also, again, he is at a community college. They don't give a shit what he does. As long as people are paying to go there and he's being a chairman, I'm sure he could do whatever the fuck he wants.
As long as it doesn't turn out that his credentials are fake and he's not technically a doctor. Hi, Annie. She did end up getting her degree despite that happening at the college that she went to. Mm-hmm. Then everything will be fine.
And again, they don't really care. As long as you can do the work. The movie jumps around a lot at this point.
I think we go back to Lilo, right? Before we see Jumba?
Yes, because this is when Lilo is patrolling.
Yes.
And checking in on all of the experiments. And she runs into this group of total asshole children, led by everyone's favorite bitchy 6-year-old, Myrtle.
I'm actually really uncomfortable with calling a 6-year-old bitchy.
No, this 6-year-old is a bitch. If I saw a 6-year-old in real life treating another 6-year-old the way that this 6-year-old treats Lilo, I would call her a bitch to her parents' face. Raise your... except I would only be able to tell that to one parent, apparently. Is the thing. So Myrtle really lays into Lilo because Lilo mentions that Stitch is in space and Myrtle's like, I bet he ran away, blah, 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 I'm a bitch. Yep. And this other child, her name is Yuki, is so raw, so uncut. Like, this child walked up like expecting to like just I don't know how to explain it because this is a thing that actual children will do though, is just say things that they know.
Yes.
Because she just walks up and says, "Didn't your dad leave and never come back?" And that's insane to me.
That is savage. Also, here's the reason that struck me so hard is because we've met Myrtle's dad. He was in Lilo and Stitch 2, the movie that most recently came before this movie.
Which means at some point between that movie and this movie, Myrtle's dad went out to buy a pack of cigarettes and never came home.
Oh boy.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And it happens more than once. Like, it does happen again. And it's... Woo. That's a good friend right there.
It's pretty solid.
You have to be a really good friend to say something like that.
That was great. I hate it that we had to get Myrtle through all these movies, but that was like such a weird
honestly,
slam.
It was kind of worth it. Like, all of everything that she's been in every movie led up to this moment. And it felt good. I'm not gonna lie, it felt good.
I mean, I'm way more comfortable with just another little girl beating her up than I am with her dad leaves and never comes back. Because there's no way Myrtle, already not a super great person, turns out to be awesome without a father figure around too.
Oh, I'm sure she'll turn out okay, but yeah, she's in for some rough growing up. Like, again,
God,
we have to...
damn it, Andy,
yeah.
You cannot believe how much I'm restraining myself right this moment now to not Google Myrtle and see if there's a grown-up version.
No, you're not allowed.
I'm not. My hands are so far from the keyboard, but I'm telling you.
Hey, you mentioned it, and my hands started reaching for it, and I was like, no. We have to stop. Okay. What's happening?
Go to Jumba, I think.
Yes, because this is when Jumba...
He's working on his next experiment, and he feels homesick. Oh, he calls for Pleakley, actually. He's like, Pleakley, come see this!
And there's no one there.
Yeah. So he feels homesick, so he puts in the Elvis record. Which is, God, what is this song? I should have written down the song.
This song is awesome, because it's a very good song. I think it's an actual, for real song, but it's very good. Let me find it.
It's the fucking live version of whatever song this is.
It's Don't Be Cruel.
Don't Be Cruel.
Everlife version. So it's not the live version, it's the Everlife version. But it is also the live version. Because there's a crowd there.
Yeah.
And this song has to be the saddest song I've ever heard.
I'm pretty sure the record opens on that. Like, this is the saddest song I've ever heard. And then he starts singing. And Jumbo just stands there. Lilo told him when he's homesick, play this. And it is the most depressing song.
Lilo has to be the most manipulative 6-year-old. If you're ever feeling homesick, play this. The saddest song in the history of sad songs. And maybe he'll come back.
Shows you how much you want Pleakley back. Here, take this rock.
Do we hear the whole song?
It seems like we do.
And does stuff happen while the song is playing? Because I do not remember. All I remember is the song. There's like a montage, right?
Maybe stuff happens. Maybe it's a montage of like everybody being sad.
I think so. But when the song ends, because this is really what the best part is when the song ends, Jumba just looks at it and goes, perhaps other side less depressive. For real, though.
Flips it.
And flips it and to put it back on. But before he can...
At this point, Gantu and Hamsterviel burst in the door, capture Jumba, for lack of a better term, and say that they want him to finish the experiment that he's working on right now.
So before they capture Jumba, Hamsterviel does attempt to convince him to be on his side.
Right. And this is when we see like some of their history together, like pinned up on the wall.
Yeah.
There was one joke there that I really liked.
Which is?
Whereas, like, this is them... Every time there's a picture of them, it's Jumba waving at the camera and Hamsterviel mooning Jumba. There was, like, them graduating college and then them working on their first evil experiment or whatever. And then there was, like, their, like, big experiment and Hamsterviel is gigantic and Jumba is tiny. And it's the same pose except that one. It's the exact same pose except Jumba's it's super tiny next to him, which I like. I think it's a good throwaway gag.
There was their first business together, which was a joke shop. So apparently before they got into the genetic experimentation business, they opened a joke shop.
I wonder why that didn't work out.
I wonder. And really, Gantu's really just...
Did you call him Gatu? Like a schoolyard bully?
No, I said Gantu.
Okay.
I have an accent, apparently. Because I think I did
It's
say
weird
gain.
that it's never come up before, but okay.
I think I did say gain 2 when I meant to say gan 2, so that's on my...
It's fine. I think I was a little bit distracted and got confused.
Gan 2 must have done something absurdly beneath him, because I just wrote Gan 2, where is your independence? They've captured Jumba and they're holding him hostage, and Pleakley at this point decides to call Jumba.
Mm-hmm.
And this conversation is the weirdest conversation I've ever heard. Because the conversation just starts with them, like, with Pleakley just trying to catch up, but then at one point he says, I have the wig on.
He does say that.
And I don't know how I feel about this wig.
Pleakley is probably the first transgender character I ever came into contact with.
I did, and again, without even knowing what that is.
Right.
Is that all you had to say about that?
I'm not sure what they're trying to get across with this scene. It was just the realization, sort of, that, yeah, that's the first transgender character that I really, that I can remember ever, like, seeing on television or whatever.
No, for sure.
And I guess because he was an alien, it wasn't that big a deal as far as censors or whatever. I'm not saying that that's something that needs to be censored. I'm saying that there are people who think that.
And it probably would have been in 2006, especially, or 2001, 2, when the original movie came out, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a thing that I think a lot of people would have been okay with, especially in a children's movie at that time, by the conservative people who fund these movies. So yeah, the fact that it was allowed to remain and was allowed to remain for all 4 movies is kind of nice.
But this is a weirdly flirty
phone call
that Jumba completely shuts down because he does not want Pleakley to get killed, which is nice.
Yeah, which is fair. So he gets Pleakley to hang up on him. And Pleakley feels very sad about the whole experience.
So Hamsterviel and Gantu make Jumba create his newest experiment. And I want to talk about when he's finishing up the experiment, he puts on the other side of the record.
Yes.
What is the other side of the record before I...
Now, I'm not sure, but it's either... I think it's I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry? No. Okay, I think I have these backwards.
It can't be, because it has to be whatever they ended the movie with.
Okay, I think I have these backwards. I think the sad song was I'm So Lonesome
I Could Cry.
And
yes,
Don't
that
Be
tracks.
Cruel was... Or then Aloha Oe is the song.
Aloha. Okay. So yes, he plays a song because we find out later that it's going to be a shutoff switch for him. But I feel like a more genius would make a monster that would help him. It was 2006, which is, I'm pretty sure, when Iron Man came out.
Oh, God.
This exact same thing happened to Iron Man.
Yeah.
So I just felt like it was weird that I have problems with Leroy. One of my main problems with Leroy is, why is he listening to Hamsterviel and Gantu?
Yeah, why does he care?
Because Stitch doesn't listen to anybody. Even the original version, he didn't listen to Jumba. There's nobody to listen to. So, like, why is he going along with this dumbass plan? The other thing is, and we already mentioned this, more time should have been spent on his design. He's just red Stitch. It's bad.
And also, even if he was capable of, like, intelligently, more so than Stitch anyway, like, coming to terms with it and accepting that this is a plan, wouldn't he at some point go, actually, Dr. Hamsterviel, you're stupid and your plan sucks. How about we do my better plan?
How about... Okay, so I spent a lot of time thinking about better plots for this movie, and all of the plots involved getting rid of Hamsterviel.
Which is fine, because they should have gotten rid of him from the beginning.
What if, at this point, Hamsterviel makes him create the experiment, and then Leroy betrays Hamsterviel and Gantu
and kills
Jumba.
Hamsterviel?
Like, please, yes. But it doesn't matter. Hamsterviel's out of the movie. If you still want Gantu to be the good guy, this could be the time that he has the heel turn. When he realizes that he has unleashed something terrible upon the galaxy and needs to help stop it.
Yes.
But that's not what they do.
And that's
and
not
it's
what
really
happens.
too bad.
And this entire movie goes in a direction that I kind of didn't want it to go.
I have a hard problem really disliking this movie, but I feel like there were so many points where it could have been
a better movie.
Yeah, it could have been like genuinely good. At its worst points, this was still like a fun movie. It was like dumb.
It was definitely more enjoyable than the last movie.
Well, I think part of it was that these characters are defined
by the show.
Yeah, and a lot of the characters are defined, but like even like Gantu and Hamsterviel have a little bit more to them, even if I don't like what they have.
For sure.
Ruben has stuff, so like, yeah. Yeah, so then Stitch shows up. Does Pleakley show up and then Stitch shows up?
Yeah.
Probably,
yes,
right?
Yes, because all three of them are there together.
That would be the way you would write this movie, right?
Yeah, so
There's no way you'd have Stitch show up and then Pleakley.
Yeah, no,
That's actually insane.
Pleakley shows up afterwards.
After what?
He shows up after Stitch.
No.
Yes, because when Pleakley shows up is when Stitch loses.
Yes, actually, yes. That's why Stitch loses, is because he's distracted by Pleakley showing up.
Yeah, so Stitch shows up, and then him and Leroy have a duel of the fates.
Which I actually like. I like that the reason Stitch lost is because he was paying attention to something else, because
he cares about things.
He cares about things, and also there's no evidence that Leroy is actually stronger than Stitch. And in fact, Stitch takes on like 50 of them later in the movie. I have a question about Stitch, though. Why does he use his dog form as a space captain?
Yeah, you would think he would just go all out with the spaceness.
Yeah, with like his arms and his antenna. And also, doesn't he have a crew? Shouldn't they be in this fight?
Well, Tony, I've seen enough episodes of Star Trek 2 to know that whenever anything has to happen, the captain goes down first.
Well, I've seen enough episodes of Star Trek to know that the captain doesn't go alone. He goes with one person who has to die, and the science officer or the medical officer,
Lilo is
or the engineering guy for some
unavailable.
reason. Somebody else should have been spotting this.
Well, there were no other characters, Tony. We ran out. And we can't kill anyone in this children's movie.
This is a Disney movie. Disney kills people.
Yes, but this is a sequel, so although that Mulan sequel went pretty hard.
I was gonna say, we've had sequels kill people.
Yeah, but this is also following a TV show aimed at a significantly younger audience, I think.
Okay, well, I mean, the Aladdin sequels both killed people.
Again, I think Lilo and Stitch is aimed at a younger audience than Aladdin.
I'm trying to think of something that would prove you wrong, and the closest I've got is Lion King 2.
Again, I think aimed at a younger audience.
Yeah.
Like, Lilo and Stitch is aimed at people under 10, and I think all the movies that you've mentioned are definitely aimed at kids, like, over 10.
Anywho.
Think of the toys.
Stitch and Leroy fight. Oh, yeah. The new experiment's name is Leroy. We talked about it.
It's dumb.
It's dumb. There's no reason for it besides Hamsterviel decides to name him that, and that Leroy kind of sounds like Lilo, and so then you could make a movie called Leroy and Stitch.
They could have come up with a better name, though, right? Why not Milo and Stitch?
I don't know. So,
like, again, they could have come up with literally any name that rhymed with Lilo. Leroy is a very bad choice.
Jumba and Pleakley are tied up, and Stitch is put in one of those pill tubes, and they are put in Pleakley's car and shot into a black hole.
Which, alright, like, we got some stakes here.
Yep. So, then we find out that Jumba has some less invasive cloning technology.
Jumba really industrialized the cloning process. There's no cutting things in half here.
Like, you just walk in, and it fucking makes prints of you like that episode of Gravity Falls.
And they make quite a bit of clones here. Like, a lot.
I
Too many.
wonder if there is a canonical number.
I doubt it.
It seems like there's hundreds.
Alright, give me...
If I were writing the movie, I would make 626 of them. Just for symmetry's sake.
Yeah, right. Well, you would want to make more, right? So that you
Yes,
can
but I don't think Hamsterviel's, like, smart. He's like, super dumb, actually.
Yeah. So maybe he made less?
Because one of the next things he says is, oh, all those other experiments could be bad for me, so we should gather them all and put them all in an arena, and then I'll kill them.
According to the DVD scene selection, Leroy has about 50,000 clones.
Holy mother!
That's insane. No, I'm sorry, that's wrong. In fact, that's dead ass wrong.
That's gotta be wrong. That doesn't make any sense.
500. Maybe 500.
Yes.
50,000. That's almost the entire island of Kauai.
Plus, how long would that stupid machine have to be running? How long would he be standing there in the cloning machine?
We're talking 50,000 seconds, because it was about 1 a second, right?
Do not believe that Leroy is that patient.
That's 13 hours and 53-ish minutes.
And this is an important thing to think about. Leroy, and this is maybe the worst thing about him, is just Stitch. Leroy is just Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
They copy-paste him, and then they took the paint bucket tool, changed the color to red, and then...
But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
everything.
The things he does. How he moves, how he acts. He's just Stitch.
Which means he has the same ratio of good to evil.
In my mind, that is what that means. Which means that, in theory, all those Leroys can be rehabilitated.
What this movie should have done is clone Lilo 50,000 times. And again, better movie.
No, that would have been very weird.
That would have been very weird, because that would have meant that in the show, we would have had to have 50,000 Lilos going to college.
Right. And again, then they would, fuse together to form Voltron.
They'd just fuse together to become, like, a 50-foot Lilo.
I'd watch that show. Lilo would love that.
No, she would become Godzilla for real. I am amazed that at no point in the show we had, like, a giant Godzilla Lilo. That would have been an amazing episode. Like an experiment that makes something massive.
That would be something. I could see that.
They're going towards a black hole. Lilo, at this point, is that where we are.
Whoa, wait. Yeah, well, Leroy goes back onto the ship.
Oh, that's right.
As Stitch, because like we said, he just looks like Stitch. I like the idea that he can look like Stitch. Yeah. I just think he should have a different design, but be able to turn into other stuff. I don't think that would be that crazy.
Yeah, again, for sure. Or even if it was just like maybe like Ditto, like he could turn into Stitch, but like his eyes wouldn't change or something like that, right? Like that way we would know. It's just a big problem that he's just Stitch but red.
But meanwhile, he gets on the ship as Stitch and is immediately discovered.
It takes like 2 seconds for these people who have known Stitch for maybe an hour to be like, that mofo ain't Stitch.
Yeah. They're like, you're not the captain. And I was like, well, he is now. Bum, whatever. Cut to Lilo. Lilo is sad.
Back at the ranch.
Because she's all alone.
And she misses Stitch.
And she wants to call Stitch, but she can't because she doesn't have a space phone. So she goes to see 625.
Well, specifically, she goes to see Gantu, and then he's not there.
That's right. She's like, oh my gosh, that's actually perfect. I just like that Lilo is not... Gantu is her main antagonist. She's like, yeah, I know a person with a phone.
Gantu is a massive whale alien, and even this 6-7-ish-year-old girl has no fear of him. She's just like, well, he has a phone, I should go ask him. Like a neighbor. Like he's just another weird neighbor to her. Now, 625. Now here we get a little insight into 625's business plan. Because 625 is committed to opening a sandwich shop.
Yep.
So what he does is he makes millions of sandwiches.
Yep.
First, that's where we're starting.
Yep.
No refrigerator.
No, come on.
No plastic baggies that are vacuum sealed. He's just making as many sandwiches as he can, and at some point, he's hoping people will show up and buy them.
Now, but we know this about 625. He is good at one thing, making sandwiches. He doesn't know how to run a business. He knows how to make sandwiches.
It's true. I feel like at some point, after making, I don't know, maybe the first 100 sandwiches, he would have been like, wait a minute.
No, then he just eats one, keeps going.
He was also still mad. Like, he's definitely still very huffy about the breakup.
Probably the best thing in this movie is Lilo making friends with 625 because they're both lonely.
It's a pretty good scene.
I think it's really nice. And she names him. She names him Ruben.
Good name.
It's a good name. It fits. Lilo calls Stitch from the space phone and figures out it's not him pretty quickly. And she decides she needs to go into space to, like, find out what's happening. And she gets Ruben to help her. And I guess the only thing that Ruben needed to actually be Stitch-like is, like, actually have somebody want his help instead of, like, demand it, you know?
That's the thing, right? Is all he needed was a little bit of love.
It's super weird that Gantu thinks to gather the other experiments, but Lilo doesn't. There's a lot in this movie that's, like, unfair to a lot of the characters. And I think it's kind of unfair to Lilo that she doesn't think of all the other experiments when she needs to go save Stitch. Especially Angel, who I only remembered the name of because I looked it up and...
Just like 2 minutes ago? Yeah,
talking about
same.
It. Yeah. Especially Angel, because, like, during the beginning of this movie, I was like, okay, but where is Stitch's weird girlfriend? And the answer is she's there around, but...
So Gantu goes to steal all of these experiments.
No, he doesn't. Leroy does.
Leroy goes to steal all of these That's right, because Gantu got fired!
Yes. Well, currently he's more demoted.
Yeah.
He basically stands next to, what the, Hamsterviel?
Yeah, and where's his cape? Oh, we're not there yet, but we're about to get to that.
But we're getting there.
Leroy is going around and collecting all of these experiments.
Which I love. Actually, we didn't mention this in the beginning. Lilo has a logbook of all of the experiments.
But she also has a logbook, which is just a book
That was
of
my favorite
logs.
part. A book of logs. He grabs something called the logbook, pulls it out, and it's just a book of logs. That was great.
It is the best joke, I think, in any of these 4 movies. It is fantastic. I absolutely love it.
It's solid. But Lilo has a logbook of all the experiments, and he finds it and starts going after them and crossing them off. Meanwhile, Stitch...
Pleakley and... No, Jumba.
Jumba. God. Was I doing this in the other movies? I feel like I was.
I don't think you were. You did do it for the last movie.
Yeah,
but for the first 2, I don't think you did.
Huh.
It's been a while.
So, yeah, Pleakley, Jumba, and Stitch are heading for the black hole, which will take them to a lava planet where they will die. Which seems like an added... like an added step that's kind of unnecessary.
Here's the thing, right, is at some point somebody realized, wait a minute, if they go into a black hole, they'll just die. So we need to add a second step so that there's some hope for them not dying.
But it doesn't matter because they don't go into the black hole.
No, they do go into the black hole.
I don't think they do.
No, they do, remember, because right when they're about to go into the black hole, they have to throw in a roughly golf ball-sized object. Right,
that's how they solve this. So the black hole spits them out somewhere else.
Somewhere else, as opposed to, again, the giant lava planet, which will kill them.
So this is a wormhole, not a black hole. That's a different thing in sci-fi.
Here's what's going to happen is I'm going to put you in this car, and I'm going to shove this car down the road into the ocean. And when you fall into the ocean, you're going to fall into, underneath the ocean, the Forbidden Island, where a bunch of dinosaurs will eat you. It's like, dog, couldn't I have just drowned? Why the extra step?
Aha, but if you throw the rock out at the right time, instead, you'll just pop out in San Francisco.
We both chose very different cities. But yeah, exactly. It's like...
All right. It's fun. Yeah. Same state.
Why not just launch them at the volcano planet? Why the extra step?
Suspense, I guess.
So, yeah, this scene reminded me of Interstellar. Just because, like, falling into a black hole, I was like, oh, this is like Interstellar, but dumb. We get another Magnum P.I. reference here, or not Magnum P.I., Hawaii Five-0. That's the show.
Well, that tracks, though.
I mean, it would if Hawaii Five-0 wasn't a show that existed in, like, the 80s, so who is this reference for?
I think people who like Hawaii... Like, how often is Hawaii on television, and it's not just, like, somebody trying to sell you something?
Honestly, not a lot, right? It's like you got Magnum P.I., Hawaii Five-0, the Hawaii Five-0 reboot, and Hobbs and Shaw coming into theaters near you.
I was gonna say Lost and not whatever dumb thing you said.
Hobbs and Shaw looks like a very fun, dumb action movie with Rock Dwayne the Johnson in it. Mm-hmm. Which is why it has to have Hawaii in it. A native Hawaiian. Why hasn't there been Rock Dwayne the Johnson, A, in any of these movies? I think by 2006 he'd already had a career. But B, if they do make a live-action Lilo and Stitch movie...
No, I hate this. I already hate this premise. Keep going.
But Rock Dwayne the Johnson has to play Cobra Bubbles. He's already a massive man.
He'd be a good Bubbles.
He'd just have to walk around wearing sunglasses being cool.
I cannot... I'm trying to think of a worse movie than... one that would need a lot of different alien creatures and need to be led by a 6-year-old girl.
I'm struggling, but I'm sure that this has been done already. I don't know. I feel like you could age up Lilo a little bit. Yeah, just probably. So that it's not an impossible task. But surely there have been child actor. There is a child actor out there who could do this.
Well, but here's the problem.
In Hawaii.
If there's a child actor out there right now who could do this... then too bad they can't do it by the time the movie actually gets made.
I'm just saying...
so there's a big casting problem there, too.
I think it just... As long as you have a director who's willing to work with the child in the way that you have to work with the child to get a good performance.
We don't need to get into this.
Hopefully it doesn't
I don't want
happen.
to talk about this possibility.
Yeah, the last thing I want is for this to happen.
I would like a stage show, though.
Oh, that would work.
With, some really interesting puppets.
It would be like a jukebox comedy with Elvis music.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lilo and Ruben go to, I guess, whatever the Grand Council place is.
Yeah, they go to the Galactic Council place.
They're there, and it's empty. Which is, I guess, what happens when you conquer somebody? I don't know. Although, this doesn't really seem like what would happen when you conquer somebody, because it's revealed that the Grand Counselwoman is now a secretary.
She took to that new posting way too easily.
That's the craziest thing. It's the idea that Hamsterviel would make her a secretary is okay, I could see that happening. But then when she actually pages him and works as his secretary,
this is a very Family Guy joke here, because it just cuts to her doing her job as the secretary and then immediately cuts back to Lilo and Ruben and Gantu and Hamsterviel having this conversation, and I was like, that was weird. It was funny.
It was weird. It's not the kind of humor that you see in this TV show.
Yeah, or in this kind of movie, right?
Mm-hmm. This is a space action movie. You don't get cutaways in space action movies.
Yeah, you don't
That's
get
not
a
how you
Family Guy
do
style.
The point of space action movies isn't for everybody to stand around to have a conversation with some jokes in it, and then you cut to the joke.
This is a kids movie, but again, it's not really common in this kind of kids movie, so...
No, in this kind of kids movie, you have something like Stitch smashing through a wall in a spaceship.
Which, awesome. I'm glad that it happened.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that.
This is when Gantu gets fired, and my guy, stand up for yourself, right?
Yeah, he sucks a lot. This is also why I think even with very little change to the scripts, the idea that Hamsterviel is an experiment could kind of work. Because if Gantu thought that he needed Hamsterviel, and then Hamsterviel got bigger than his britches, that would be something. But there's just nothing here.
There's nothing. The problem is that Hamsterviel sucks, and he's nothing.
And yes, the idea of Gantu, the captain turned radical after a failed mission, is the bad guy, is way more interesting than an evil hamster.
It doesn't take much to be more interesting than an evil hamster. So, again, it blows me away that that's the direction they decided to go.
Here's the thing. I don't believe that there is a character who can't be done well, right? But there's nothing here. This stupid hamster has nothing. There's never a bit where he fails and has to pick himself up. Or anything. He just sucks.
He's just a joke.
He just sucks. And there's never a bit where he's actually legitimately scary, which would maybe be something. This is just bullshit. This sucks.
It's real bad. It's not a good character, and I'm kind of mad that he is a thing at all, because he just brings the whole movie down.
He's the weakest part of this movie, and that's saying something, considering there is just a palette swap Stitch in this movie.
Right? Exactly, right?
You know?
That this is worse than the lazy thing.
In a good version of this movie, the worst thing is Leroy. but he's not.
And that's a problem.
And that's a real problem. But, again, I find it hard to hate the movie. It's like an improved version of the last movie, which was like a slightly shittier Lilo and Stitch. So it's like, whatever. We got a kind of lamer Lilo and Stitch. We've seen that 3 times now.
And it's fine.
It's fine. I can live with it.
Yeah, it's fine. Every time it's happened, it's been okay.
Except for when they killed Stitch in that one movie, and I just got mad about it.
Yeah, no, I didn't need that shit. Again, we didn't need that shit. Leroy Prime has put all of the experiments into a massive stadium.
On Earth, it seems like?
Yes, on Hawaii. Because this is where Aloha Palooza is going to be.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. Is that this stadium can hold about 5,000 people. This is a pretty big stadium. What is this stadium doing on Kauai?
It seems weird, doesn't it?
I just don't think they have the population to sustain such a large stadium.
I get that this battle royale had to happen. There are better ways to have gotten to this point, and better places for it to take place. Surely there could have been a stadium in space.
They are telling me that this is actually a different stadium located in Halawa, Hawaii, which is in Honolulu.
Okay. That makes more sense, although the fucking city seemed abandoned.
Right, you would think that there would be a lot of people there.
So, whatever, I don't know. Maybe everybody stayed inside during the alien invasion, which would be fair, I guess.
Which would be fair. At this point, the BRB 9000 warps in. Hamsterviel aims a giant, massive gun at all of these experiments and is about to just Nazi exterminate them, which is insane. Mm-hmm. This is a very large step, right? Wouldn't step number 1 be, let's see which one of them would want to work for us? Because they're all evil genetic experiments.
Right. They've only recently
been rehabilitated.
Quote, turned good. Surely some of them could be used. Anyway, Stitch shoots the gun with his gun, which is on Pleakley's ship.
Which apparently comes with a gun.
Yeah, there's just a throwaway line where it's just it's weird that your gun's so good on this community college ship. But
they did it.
But they did do it. Then we get this big ol' fight.
This fight scene.
Where we see all of our favorite characters.
This is a very Pokemon the movie fight scene.
I guess it's supposed to be evenly matched. I had a hard time figuring out. It seemed like what happened was a bunch of different animators or storyboarders or whatever came up with different parts of the scene, and they were put together kind of haphazardly because it was unclear who was winning.
Honestly, I could not tell this entire... It was like a Zack Snyder fight scene. I don't know who's winning. We're cutting around all over the place. Mm-hmm. And I don't need it to be this long.
I understand why it is that long, though, because there are a lot of experiments that are canonical, that have existed. I don't know how many. I could look it up, but now I'm afraid to Google any aspect of this show.
64-ish episodes, so... I assume that a similar number of canonical experiments.
Yeah, there's gotta be a couple where there's more than one. So 60-something, maybe 70-something.
Yeah.
So if you want to show them all off, you spend some time on that. Whatever. I didn't dislike it. It wasn't clear who was winning, because it seemed like, the ragtag group was winning. But then it's are they? Because a bunch of those Leroys just took down the big one. But then the next scene, the big one seemed fine.
But then also there's 50,000 Leroys.
Apparently. But also it doesn't matter who's winning. Because this movie has a canonical reason to end musically, which I kind of dig.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that they end on a musical note for a reason, as opposed to no reason at all. Looking at you, every Shrek movie.
Did we talk about this, or did we just mention it?
What?
The fact that Jumba has encoded into Leroy's DNA an off switch.
We talked about it, and we talked about it being Aloha Oe.
So, since they're already in a stadium...
They just use the instruments that apparently were just left there hooked up overnight.
Yeah, Stitch plays an electric guitar, and Lilo plays her ukulele.
Yeah.
Which I think she has played before. And Ruben plays the sax.
Yes.
And they just fucking rock out to Aloha Oe for a while, until all the Leroys pass out.
And that's kind of it. That's
kind of it. We find out that Jumbo, Pleakley, and Stitch all are gonna return home. Gantu got his job back, which is nuts. We didn't really talk about Gantu's heel turn.
Yeah, so Gantu...
We mentioned it, but like...
Because Gantu gets fired, and at that point he's like, you know what, fuck this hamster guy, which, again, something he should have said in the first movie.
Or just... Okay, do you know what I would have been fine with? Never seeing Hamsterviel in this movie. Just like...
Yeah, no, again,
okay, he was part of the series, but he doesn't need to come back now.
He doesn't need to come back. And Gantu decides to help Jumba and Pleakley, Ruben,
honestly, I think
Lilo
Ruben.
And Stitch escape.
It seems like he wants to help Ruben.
He feels bad about breaking up with him earlier in the movie.
Yeah. I will say that we talked about like Timon and Pumbaa being gay. I don't think there is any chemistry between Gantu and Ruben. I think they're basically roommates.
No, they're just roommates. They just had a friend breakup.
Yeah. Which can be harder sometimes, guys.
Which can be harder sometimes. I mean, I wouldn't know, but it can be.
I just wanted to make sure we mentioned it. He becomes captain again, which is crazy.
Well, I mean, they haven't found anybody else, and
they haven't found anybody else.
And
somebody has to be more qualified than the crazy whale or the crazier monster experiment. Like anybody, please.
There has to be somebody out there. Maybe one of the crew members could have done it.
Do you need to be crazy to be captain?
Maybe you do.
Because that would kind of match up with a lot of sci-fi.
You have to have a certain suicidal tendency, I think.
Sure. You need to be somebody who will do something like bust into a mad scientist's lair alone because none of your fucking crew is there for some reason.
Exactly.
And beat up everybody in the room. You need to be okay with feeding a little girl to an evil experiment, like what Gantu had assumed would happen at the end of Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, he gets his job back. Ruben gets a job in the mess.
Hall.
Well, they just call it the mess.
Yeah, it will be once he's done with it.
On ships. I didn't hear what you said because I was talking.
It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's basically it. We get a, you ever seen the Blues Brothers?
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Oh, that's on the list. We get a Blues Brothers-esque, everybody's in jail, but they're dancing to,
Jailhouse Rock.
Jailhouse Rock, which I didn't hate.
Yeah, this ending was fine.
It's a bunch of Leroys dancing while Hamsterviel sulks.
This end credits, they do a little, kind of a cool thing where they have all of the experiments named there. That was alright. I have here that there's a stinger scene.
Is there a stinger scene? I did not stay for the stinger scene.
I have here that there...
I didn't expect Nick Fury to show up.
I have here that there's a stinger scene. Can't tell you what it was, because that's all I wrote.
All right, wait a second. Okay, Leroy and Stitch. Stinger?
Question mark?
Nah, I can find nothing.
All right, yeah. I'm sure nobody cares. Oh, they take a family photo.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
That's a thing that happens.
They take a family photo, Stitch and all the cousins, including like I don't know, everybody. It was Myrtle's dog was the big one.
Oh, Myrtle finds out that her dog can talk. That's a thing that happens, but nobody cares.
Well, if I remember that episode right, she never found out that wasn't a dog. Yeah, so that wasn't bad. I mean, a family photo, that's nice. It's a good pin in the series. It's just that, I mean, they were okay. I liked watching them, especially after the last few episodes where we haven't done any animation for a while.
Yeah, no, it was nice to watch animation.
They're like palate cleansers.
And they're definitely a pretty good watch. It's like, there's nothing abhorrent in any of them. Like, you could just put them on and just kind of let them go. And I think they're definitely the least infuriating of all of the sequels that we've watched. Like, these 3 sequels have been pretty consistently fine.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And I remember really liking the show, so, as a kid.
I believe I also did, but I couldn't swear on that.
Although this new show is blowing my mind that it exists.
I can't, though. I got weirdly angry, like, at the beginning of this episode, I guess in the middle of this episode, and I feel like it tainted the rest of the experience. I got,
So here's a quick fun fact about Leroy and Stitch.
Yeah.
It was nominated for the 2007 Golden Reel Award by Motion Picture Sound Editors, but lost to The Fox and the Hound 2.
Wow.
Sure, man.
What is the Golden Reel? What low-hanging fruit?
Awards annually to sound editors for several categories for feature films.
I mean, I guess the sound editing was fine on both of those. I don't remember it being bad. There was a lot of music in both of them, but one of them had Elvis music and the other one had dogs howling.
I'm trying to find out what it was even nominated for. There's no mention of Fox and the Hound on this page.
Thank you for listening to Direct to Video.
VHS.
I have been your host, and let's say Space Pirate, Tony Robusto.
And I have been your host and chair of the Galactic Academy Community College. Was that it? Was that what that was?
I don't think it was. I don't think can't have had Academy and college in it.
It was GACC.
It was.
Andy Reyes. I don't care.
If you want more of our crap, which I can't imagine why you would.
But if you do.
Yes, I can. We're charming.
We're pretty
You
great.
can find me on Twitter at TheaterBats, and you can find the comic that I do at inspiredbytrueevents.org.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at royalty_vounds, and you can also find all of our previous episodes on whatever podcatcher you have. You can also find it at direct2.video.
Yes, and you can mail us at mail@direct2.video.
And we would really appreciate it if you emailed us questions, concerns, angry messages telling me that I'm wrong. Specifically, that would be great.
Specifically tell Andy that he's wrong.
I
if
love
you won't
it.
tell me that I'm wrong, I won't listen.
I like hearing that I'm wrong.
Andy's got a sick fetish.
It's kind of the worst one. It's the only reason I'm on the internet. Just to fulfill it.
Wow, this is getting consistently worse. Thank you to Lee Roosevelt.
We would really appreciate it if you left us a 5-star review.
Yes.
Even if you think we're bad, give us 5 stars and tell us why we're bad.
The battle cry of the already defeated. Thank you to Lee Roosevelt for his song Planet E off the album Trappist 1.
Tony, do you want to know what we're watching next time?
Do I?
Do
That's
you?
a real question. Do I, though?
I think you do, because you know what? I've decided I'm going to bite this bullet.
Uh-oh.
Next time, we're watching Yu-Gi-Oh! The Movie, Pyramid of Light, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Bonds of Time 3D.
Wait. Bonds of Time 3D is the second one?
Yeah.
Maybe we should watch the first one and the third one.
So you want to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! The Dark Side of Dimensions.
The first one, okay, so I'll just give you a quick rundown here. The first one was like right after Battle City or something.
I remember the God cards and all that.
The second one involves
It's like 3 different series.
Protagonists from 2 of the other series time traveling into the past.
Yeah.
But the third one is like the closing of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. It was like written 20 years later for the 20th anniversary or something.
Fair.
So if you want to do Bonds Beyond Time, that's fine and we can. But if you want it to make kind of some sense...
Listen, I've seen enough Yu-Gi-Oh! To know that it won't matter, and you've seen enough Yu-Gi-Oh! To explain to me why I'm wrong.
Oh no.
So we can do this in order of release or in order of canonicity.
I think it's gotta be canonicity, I guess. I don't know. I'm very scared of doing this.
We're gonna do it.
Great.
Alright, we're watching Yu-Gi-Oh! The Movie, Pyramid of Light. Nothing like 2 subtitles to really get you going. And Yu-Gi-Oh! The Dark Side of Dimensions.
Oh.
Wow, there is 12 years of separation.
I said canonicity, but the other ones are both probably not canon, and that last one probably is.
No, the movie is canon, because there are episodes that happen after that reference it.
I don't think so.
Yes, because...
Nobody references Blue Eyes Shining Dragon.
No, but they do reference some of the other, things that go on here. Nobody cares about Blue Eyes Shining Dragon.
Blue Eyes Shining Dragon's so hard to kill, Andy.
It's fine, I get it. I mean, I don't, but I get it.
Actually, I think it's not as hard to kill as it should be.
I mean, I don't think it's tournament legal anymore, so it doesn't matter.
It can't be not tournament legal. It's so hard to summon.
It can't be tournament legal. It's so old, and it's a movie tie-in, so it's probably not properly balanced.
A lot of the old cards are tournament legal.
Yeah, but the movie tie-ins are all unbalanced.
I could talk to you for forever about unbalanced cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I shouldn't.
And that's what we're watching next week.
Great. I am the ghost of Sean Smith.
And I'm excited.
Oh boy.
Oh, God, there's only 3 movies. That's unfortunate.
Yo, there aren't only 3 movies.
Okay, there are only 3 quote-unquote theatrically released films.
I'm sorry, what 3 are those? Are those the Different Dimension one?
Yes.
The Pyramid of Light?
Yes.
And the new one?
The new one is the Dark Side of Dimensions.
What's the time travel one?
That one is the...
Bonds Beyond Time.
One. Yeah, there you go. Wow, the fact that you named the first one, by the way, blew my mind, because that is the most generic name for a movie.
Pyramid of Light? It's because the bad guy has a Pyramid of Light? It's the Millennium Puzzle, but upside down.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
so
why
it's a pyramid.
So it's a pyramid instead of, yeah.
An upside down pyramid. It's a D4.